brothers don't go to the doctors. I don't know why. Or is that a urban legend that black men don't go to doctors? What do you think? Is that an urban legend? Today's been kind of weird. I don't know about you guys, but Western Mass, man, the weather, it's been snowing. It's incredible. But not too incredible, because we do live in New England, and New England is definitely known for its weird weather. So people say, well, what are you going to say about the weather? So tonight is 37 degrees, 55% chance of rain. Northwest winds 14 miles per hour. Showers early with some clearing overnight. Low 36 Fahrenheit. Winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain 60%. That's weird, because it says 55 up here and then 60% down here. Humidity 80%. Sunrise 8:35 a.m. Moonset doesn't really say when time of the moonset. It's kind of weird. But Saturday, high 55 degrees, low 36 at night. During the day, 11% chance of rain, northwest winds 10 miles per hour, considerable cloudiness. High near 55, winds northwest, I already said that, 10 to 15 miles per hour of the winds. Partly mostly cloudy, low 36 degrees Fahrenheit, winds light and variable. That's at night. It's 36 degrees. Winds 6 miles per hour, northwest. 13% chance of rain. During the day, humidity is 57%. UV index is 4 of 10. Sunrise 6:06 a.m. Sunset 7:34 p.m. Humidity 73% Saturday night. UV index 0 to 10%. Sunrise 9:15 a.m. Moonset 12:10 a.m. Okay. And then for Sunday, intervals of clouds and sunshine in the morning, with more clouds for later in the day. High 62 degrees Fahrenheit, winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Humidity 52%. UV index 5 to 10. Sunrise 6:04 a.m. Sunset 7:35 p.m. Sunday night, 37 degrees. A few clouds from time to time. Low 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds west northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Humidity 70%. UV index 0 to 10. Moonrise 10:02 a.m. Moonset 1:06 a.m. You guys should check out the waxing crescent. All right. Raya sent me a message. What's up, Raya? What you want? Obviously, I can't type and do this open mic at the same time. Definitely cannot. I definitely cannot. I'd rather admit that to myself than pretend like that I can. So I'm not even gonna front. So what's up with the radio? Okay. Can't hear it now. It's supposed to be live. Let's see, let me check right here. See if I can get the radio station. Can you guys hear me out there? Oh yeah. Okay, I'm on. Hey caller, how you doing? Caller number 2, what's going on?
Hello, you talking to me?
Yeah, you calling number 2. It ain't my fault. You don't put a name on yourself.
Well, I don't know what number I am, man. I can't tell what number caller I am. But anyway,
Is this
I'm doing all right.
Is this Jerry? You know, you sound like Jerry, but I want to make sure you're not an imposter. Are you Jerry?
Well, they're not mutually exclusive. I could be Jerry. Just because I'm Jerry doesn't mean I'm not an imposter, you know?
I mean,
yeah, this is Jerry.
You would still be the Jerry that I met. Now, whether or not you was impostering when I met you, that's on you.
That would be a different conversation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you be impostering when I met you? You know?
I don't know, man. It's Friday, man. At the end of the week, my brain is fried. I can't really, you know.
Yeah.
I can't formulate a good answer for you.
All right, that's all good, bro. I got more questions, bro. So be ready. How's your week been, man? How's your week?
My week was good.
So you're on Facebook now, huh?
Huh?
You're on Facebook now?
Well, yes and no.
Oh man, you either on Facebook or you're not, bro. Ain't no yes and no. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a Facebook?
I can access Facebook now. I'll put it that way.
Do you have
but
a Facebook?
I'm not really on it.
Do you have a Facebook account?
I do, but it's under an assumed identity.
You are. I don't care. You're still on Facebook, bro. And
I could.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way that I was able to look at the archives of your shows, or some of your past shows.
Right. Okay, so you're on Facebook. How often you utilize Facebook is a whole different conversation. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I don't.
Jerry,
okay, I can access Facebook.
Jerry, why do you bring me down these roads, bro? Why?
Hey man, this is just the road that I'm on, man. You're the one who you came onto my road, man. You know.
Hey, bro, listen. All I'm saying is let's be honest with each other. That's all I'm saying. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can two brothers be honest?
I'm working. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I told you that I was trying to be like a better person.
Yes, sir. How's that going?
Yeah, so this comes under that category, man. You know, so I'm trying to be real with myself, and extend that out to
Do you mind
around me?
Do you mind if I help you do that?
Well, no, because as a matter of fact, part of that process is, before the old me, the former self, I used to want to be right. That was the thing.
Hey, listen.
Now I want to be wrong, because when I'm wrong, then that means I can be corrected and I could learn, and and I'm that much further down the road. You know what I'm saying?
See, it's not about being right or wrong for me. You know what I'm saying? Because one person could see one thing could be right for someone, and that same thing could be wrong for somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, but yeah, on some levels. But I'm talking about basic kind of things. Like mechanical things. Like where it is like it's the things that are kind of like black and white. You know what I mean? So things where I might have one's perception of something, I might think something is one way, but in reality,
it's another.
That's not the way it actually is. So I welcome opportunities to be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So
You
I
know
can
what, bro?
then, school the next person.
I hear you. I hear you.
But anyway, my week went good. My week went well. I'm in the process of transformation. And so yeah, I've been in this mode for a couple of weeks now. A few weeks maybe. But yeah, things are good. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm still alive, man.
I'm
Fortunately,
sorry, I didn't hear what you said. You said you feel what?
I'm still alive. I haven't been taken out by a stray bullet. I haven't been killed by a cop yet, so I'm still here now.
Why do you put that frame that in negatives, man?
Uh,
Why couldn't you be taken out by choking on a piece of kale, or
well, because
stopping to smell
I
the
don't.
roses, and you know what I'm saying?
um,
So
to
being
be,
taken out doesn't always be a negative thing, man. Sometimes there's positive ways that we can be taken out of the mix.
well, Dante being killed by the cop, that 13-year-old killed by the cop. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about those two things, man. I'm gonna play the videos. I don't think I'm gonna play the videos. I'm gonna post the videos though. Caller 3, how you doing, Caller 3? Caller 3, how are you doing? Caller 3, you just called in. You're the third caller. How you doing? You see what I go through, Jerry?
Yeah. So who else is on?
I don't know. Somebody just called in who's caller 3 and not responding. But
Hopefully he's all right, or she is all right.
hopefully they're all right. I'm pretty sure they're all right if they call in. If they're not all right, but they're calling us and not 911, then they're delirious. And so we need to keep our
Oh
phones.
man.
We need to keep
So
our
what's on
phones.
tap for the show today, man? What do you got in store for us today?
Oh, bro, we're gonna talk about the 13-year-old that was killed by the cop and and Dante. I'm trying to figure out the 13-year-old's name. They might not have released it yet because he's 13-year-old.
Where was that?
Well, his name was Adam Toledo, and that was in a little village, a Mexican neighborhood on the city's west side. That was in Chicago. It was a 13-year-old, man. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my God, 13 years old. Man, like, and Dante was 20, bro. Over a freaking license plate. Dude got, yo, Kim Porter was allowed to resign. You know?
This is the one out in Minneapolis, North
Yeah.
Carolina.
They allowed her to resign, yo. The problem with her being able to resign is that she gets all her benefits, bro.
Well, until the trial. Until the trial. But see, the thing is that her resigning doesn't absolve her from, you know, being held accountable. And if she's held accountable, if she's convicted criminally, then that takes out her pension. If she's not convicted criminally, but
That's
the family,
that's only if that's how Chicago runs. Chicago is so corrupt, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even before the days of Mayor Daley, bro.
well, unless Chicago runs their own, I think that the pension system generally is the same, you know. But at any rate, I think so. Even if she does not get convicted criminally, then there's the civil suit. There's the civil suit action that comes into play, and hopefully, either the family or the community at large will get some competent legal team together, you know what I mean? So that essentially, that from a civil point of view, that whatever she has or anything that she will ever get, basically, that is becomes part of you know, the settlement. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it's sad. It's a sad reality, but that economics is the language that's understood in this capitalist society. You know what I'm saying? Basically, that is that's the thing that really that makes people kind of take things seriously. You know what I mean? And so it's unfortunate that life, that, you know, that the monetary stuff trumps, you know, the life and the ethical and the legal stuff, you know. But at the end of the day, that seems to be how the system, you know, works.
Man, screw how the system works, man.
Can you hear me?
Create a
Hello?
system for ourselves. That's what we need to do.
Well, that's what we've been talking about. That's been part of the dialogue, man, you know, and about how to bring that about, you know, how to make that reality. But here's the thing, right? Within the last week or two, I've got this whole new viewpoint on the whole American dream thing, right? And what I'm looking at now is that the American dream, I think the reason why there's a permanent underclass, you know, of Black folks in this country is because we're not really fully grasping what the American dream, how that really works, you know? And yeah, so I think that maybe as we begin to get a deeper understanding of that, that can maybe will change the game a bit, you know?
Yeah. Yo, I'm looking at this this article.
Maurice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
you can hear me?
how you just gonna scream out my name, bro? When I've been sitting here,
Caller
calling for
number
you.
3.
I've been calling for you and calling for you, bro. And you just gonna
It's Sean.
like
It's
some,
Sean. My bad. I had some
like some
technical difficulties calling in.
like some unruly student, Maurice. How you been, man? How was your week?
Good. Not bad, man. I can't, living alive, can't complain. How was yours?
Oh man, my week was full of pain. I knew that the police killings weren't going to stop. And I don't think that the Democrats are going to do much. But we'll see. I do like how, the mayor at one point, how he addressed the city manager. He fired him. So I respect that, but let's see, because the town manager is going to come back with a lawsuit against the mayor. He's going to have a union and so on and so forth, and probably get his job back. So that really isn't much. You know what I mean? But all those things made it frustrating. But I'm here. I made it here. I'm glad I'm here. Man, I was able to get on a conference tonight about hip hop, and that was a very interesting conference. Man, I was on there with some heavy hitters and academics that take a look at hip hop, that study it from their point of view. It was called the Hip Hop for Social Change Leadership Summit. Cutting Candy was on there, bro. DJ Cutting Candy. Bro, she's a famous DJ, bro. She's dope, bro. I've heard her spin online, bro. She's dope. I'm gonna see if I can get her to do an interview on Poetic Recovery, bro. World famous.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? And so listen, Jerry, how old are you, man? You kicking 80 yet, Jerry?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Nah, I can't now. How old are you, Jerry?
I'm mid-60s.
Oh, I thought you was like close to 80. My bad.
Well, to be honest with you, man, I lost count. So I don't know, man. I could be,
I was
time is just.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know, man. But sometimes I feel like I'm older. Sometimes I feel like I'm younger. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The numbers are confusing for me.
So Jerry, you said you're what? You're how old now? 68?
No, man. I said mid-60s.
Oh, mid-60s. So you was young when hip hop came about. I mean, before it was called hip hop, you was alive, right?
Yeah, I was around before hip hop. So you're talking like mid-80s, right?
I'm talking about before 80s. I'm talking about early 70s, bro.
Was there hip hop in the early 70s, or was
You
there
out of your
disco?
mind, bro? Seriously? Are we asking this question right now? I mean, technically it wasn't called hip hop, but the beginning stages, absolutely.
What was the genre called that
I mean,
became hip hop?
it was rap, man. People was rapping, you know.
You talking about like Africa Bambaataa?
Well, African Bambaa's a DJ. I don't even talk about him no more, man. He's a freaking, no disrespect to Zulu Nation, but I'm pretty sure you heard about the pedophilia allegations against African Bambaataa. So I try not to. I don't even talk about that. But
No, I haven't, man. I generally don't follow like entertainment news and stuff.
hey,
So
man,
yeah,
watch
I'm not
your mouth.
really.
Hip hop ain't just entertainment, bro. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
It's part of. I'm talking about when I say entertainment news. I'm talking about news about people, about celebrities. Yeah, I
Oh,
generally
okay.
don't follow
Okay.
that kind of news. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm
But at any rate,
gonna
but at any
respect
rate,
that only because you're my elder. I'm gonna respect that.
so
See that
the
senior
genre
citizen. That senior citizen card got you another pass.
that the genre that preceded hip hop is what?
I mean, so people were so you had DJs, right? You had people rapping,
Right,
right? You had people
right.
breakdancing, right? And you had people doing graffiti, right? Now, from my studies of before the days that it was called hip hop, right? You had people doing graffiti because I mean people was doing graffiti on trains and stuff like that, right? And that's
Yep.
been associated to the writings on the walls and the pyramids, right? But so
Wait,
you also they
hold on.
also
Say that again.
I said graffiti has been linked to the writing on the pyramids. Um,
I never had never heard that before.
well, bro, that's because you obviously have divided yourself against the rest of the black nation. I'm, I'm just, I'm just messing with you. Um, that's like Karis one brought light to that, right? From what I recall. And from my readings, graffiti was often used to beautify communities during the time that the slumlords were allowing buildings to just go to hell because they wanted people to move out so they could demolish the buildings and stuff like that and create what is now called Times Square in areas like that. Um, the DJ, man, I mean, DJ was out for a while. One of the most popular areas where the DJ was is the disco, right? And so, but what was different was that, and who's famous for this is what's his name? DJ that created the scratch.
So are you talking about the origins? Can
Yeah.
come down to this one building, and
No,
I think it
hold
was
on,
in Brooklyn.
that was the first hip hop party. That was on Sedgwick, right? Um,
Okay, yeah. And
but,
when was that?
um,
I know what day. I know it was on August 11th.
was it 1973?
I believe it may have been.
because I'm
But I'm
47
pretty sure it was August 11th because that was like my birthday.
and yeah, it was 73. It was in 1973 because I'm 47 and I was born in the same year that the first hip hop party was known to be. But now, bro, remember, there are people that, talk about hip hop before this date, right? I mean, there had to been, so like on this date that this party happened, right? I don't think they called
Uh-huh.
it I don't think they called it hip hop.
They didn't, but that's actually that was kind of like the roots of it. I mean, that's really what you could almost trace it back to that party, though.
But there was also
right,
doing
more or
it.
less.
But they come on, man. But they were doing it before then too, though, right? Because
Well,
I mean, look at
yeah,
the
yeah,
Jamaican toast and Cool Herc, right? The Jamaican
but it
toasting.
didn't blow. But that made it blow up, though. It was happening before then, but that basically
Actually,
that
no. You know what made
it
it
blew
blow?
up from there.
Nah, you know what made it blow up, bro?
What's that?
Wild Style, the first hip hop movie. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Who did that? Who directed that
oh,
movie?
bro, Run DMC brought some new air to hip hop too, bro. Back in the 80s.
You talking about what they did with was that Aerosmith?
Even before then. But yeah, I mean, no, my Adidas was huge. My Adidas.
Okay, so we're talking the same era. You're talking about like Eric B and Rakim back in that time frame. Or are you talking
Rakim?
about earlier than that?
Oh, you talking about Eric B and Rakim, or you talking about another group?
No, Eric B and Rakim.
Yeah, yeah. So Run DMC came out earlier than Eric B and Rakim, didn't they?
I don't know. I think they came out. I mean, we're talking roughly within that same time frame. I mean, within like a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, within that general frame, man.
Yeah, because Eric B and Rakim came out in '87.
Yeah, so we're talking mid '80s. Probably goes back into the early '80s, but basically we're talking like mid '80s.
Run DMC came out in '84.
Okay, and so what
And
was
I think
happening?
KRS One came out. Like wasn't it? Yeah, I was gonna say like right in between that time. KRS One hit the stage in '86.
Okay, yeah, and that's when and that's the same time that Guru's group, Gangstar,
No,
they was
Gangstar
kicking
came
back
out. What?
then
Come
too,
on,
right?
bro. Gangstar came out in the '90s, bro.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought they were out long before that. Because Guru went solo in the '90s. He kicked Jazzmatazz off. That was in the '90s.
Wasn't it the late '90s though? No, Jazzmatazz was in. Oh, bro. Nah, Jazzmatazz was later.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. You would be more familiar with it than I was. But I do
No,
know
you're
that
right. You're
general
right.
area.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm wrong. You're right. Um, Volume One was released in '93. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so before
But go ahead. Go
he
ahead.
went that route, he was with Gangstar. They were kicking for a long time before he went that route, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I thought Gangstar came out in the '90s though. No.
No, man, because I think because I associate all of that coincides basically the rough time frame coincides with the whole crack epidemic, which I put like in the mid 80s. You know, the epidemic. I mean, so Richard Pryor, I forget what movie it was, but Richard Pryor basically he got the whole, he brought the whole freebase thing into, you know, that blew up from when he got fucked up, you know, freebasing. And then everybody was trying to do that, man, and then that's when the whole nation got flooded with all this crack and shit, man. That was like the mid 80s, you know. And so I associate the beginnings of hip hop with the beginnings of that whole, with that what I call the pandemic, you know, in our neighborhood. Maybe even call it the Holocaust, man, in our neighborhood, you know. But anyway, I have a question to you. I have not heard you talk about the Hip Hop Congress in the last month or two, man. So this show that you're doing now is connected with the Hip Hop Congress, correct?
Say that again, brother.
I said, I have not heard you talking about or plugging the Hip Hop Congress. And this show that you're doing is basically, it's about that, right?
Bro,
I mean, you're holding that down on the East Coast, correct? But I haven't heard you talk about that in the last two shows, man.
You always trying to like put me out there, throw me under a bus. You know, it's like
No, man. I'm just inquiring.
It's like you drag me off. It's like you drag me off a van, right? Beating me down, right? And then you apologize. Yo, I got angry. I'm sorry, right? And then you help me up only to push me in front of a bigger yellow bus. Like, I'm not understanding that. But okay, let's go there though. Let's go there. So
what's the state of affairs with the Hip Hop Congress?
What's the state of affairs with hip hop? Bro, I was just plugging Hip Hop Congress today at a conference in Poetic Recovery, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I'm always plugging Hip Hop Congress and Poetic Recovery. Right? Yo, I don't appreciate you trying to call me out on my own show. But seeing how you're got the senior citizen status, I'm gonna let you use your senior citizen card another time tonight. And,
I'm gonna report you. I'm gonna report you to the FCC, man, for elder abuse.
Hey,
I'm serious. I'm serious, man. I got the hotline number.
Hey, listen. Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up because last time me and Azim was talking about Hip Hop Congress, him building a chapter out in Connecticut, and he did. You know what I'm saying? We just got a chapter out in Connecticut. I just built a chapter out in Worcester. I built a chapter out in New York City. I'm working on a chapter in Philly, right?
We're in Connecticut, in Hartford.
It's gonna be so it's gonna represent all of Connecticut because he knows so many people from different parts of Connecticut. So just like I do Western Mass Hip Hop Congress to connect the different areas of Western Mass, I'm gonna start bringing more and more people on the radio show on Friday nights on the open mic.
So there's a Worcester chapter now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm working on building a chapter at Springfield College too. Hey, before we continue, I was waiting for her to give me her company name, but there's this young lady out in Alabama. Her name is Riot Stacy. She has bro, she has her own clothing line. Bro, she's in her young 20s, brother. You know what I'm saying? Doing it big. So I just want to send a shout out to Riot Stacy, who works with Ubo Mag. Shout outs to Ubo Mag. You know what I'm saying? Was good. You know what I'm saying? Eris Andrea Schroeder, who is the founder of Ubo Media, Ubo Mag. You know what I'm saying? Peace, many blessings. And I'm trying to figure out like how to work that in with Poetic Recovery. I haven't figured that out yet. But through them, we have the ability to get people on Spotify, platforms like that, man. You know what I'm saying? For a fee, obviously. Also, if artists want to be interviewed in the magazine, in Ubo magazine, right? We can make that happen. And if they want to get marketed in the Ubo magazine, I think that's what's like $75 to $125 or something like that. I gotta get the prices. I've been kind of nervous to do that, bro, but I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, but bro, don't ever question me about Hip Hop Congress again, sir.
Well, since the door is open, I have one final question on that. Is there a publication, a periodical publication that the Hip Hop Congress puts out?
Yes, sir. I actually just submitted some information from to the national chapter, to national headquarters this past week. And so yes, there is a periodical that comes out. And if you like to be on that, I can send you the listserv. And you can sign up on the listserv. Hey, oh my Lord, Whitney is, you know what? Oh, somebody give me air conditioning.
Oh my goodness.
It just got hot up in here. Oh my Lord. Ooh. Hey Whitney, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
How was your week? I was chilling, but now I'm getting kind of hot. Hot in here. It's getting hot in here.
Oh, it's nice outside. I was outside working out and stuff, and I forgot what time, and I was like, oh crap. So
wait, you was outside working out?
Yeah, it's nice
like
out.
Exercising?
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm not even gonna talk about that. You know what?
So nice out. I love it.
I'm gonna go to another subject. So how about those ice cubes, huh? How are the ice cubes down your way?
Oh, great.
It's good. It's good. What's the
How is everybody? Who's on here?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Whitney?
I'm all right. How are you?
Hey, Whitney, be
Good.
careful. He's a senior citizen, so he's prone to heart attacks. So be careful.
Whatever. He's good.
So you're outside exercising. Is that a standard routine that you do?
Bro, why you had to bring that up again?
Yeah, I've been working out, and because I was outside putting out plants and reading and stuff, and I was just like, you know what? Why can't I just work out here? So I sat outside and worked out, and it was really nice. I liked it. I
Do you mind if I ask questions? Do you mind if I ask questions too?
Go ahead.
Jerry, are you done, Jerry?
No, I don't mind. You can ask a few questions, bro.
Well, Jerry, you know what? Actually, I was outside. It's kind of funny because I was outside. I put my crystals outside while I was working out, so I could energy lift it up and stuff. So I was doing my meditation
Okay.
too.
Oh, really? You got to follow up with that? Now that makes me feel bad about the questions I was going to ask. I'm not going to ask them right now.
So, what you guys talking about on here? I jumped on them. Like I said, I'm sorry. I was just running in the house.
It was interesting because right before you hopped on, me and Jerry was talking about who's going to work out the most and get into Speedos first. And I was betting on me, but I think Jerry's a little bit closer than I am. Matter of fact, Sean is probably the closest between us both. You know what I'm saying? And so I think I'm gonna drop out of the runnings, and I'm just gonna cheer you on, Whitney, and try to bask in some of the frequencies of the crystals there, and write a poem. Hey, did you see my reply? My poetic reply?
I did. My head's been so foggy. Like, it takes me forever right now. Like, to write. And so I read it. I was like, this is so good. I do not have a good one back. I was like, I just have to. I loved him though.
Yo, can I? Was it? Did Jerry leave? Oh, Sean logged up. Yo, see, I'm gonna have to get on Sean about that. All right. Let me All right. Do you mind if I read the exchange?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So, oh my Lord. Hey, Jerry.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't post a picture that this poem was created on. However, and that's Whitney's fault. However, what I can say, Whitney's an incredible model, by the way. She just makes me nervous. Like, not nervous. What's the word there? Giddy or something like that. So it starts off, I let the past die and burn to the ground. I danced in the rain under the moon while rainwater caressed my skin and washed away my pain, my soul raising with the sun, raising with the sun, igniting a beautiful future. And I said I let my questions and curiosity die with the passing day to watch your soul rise and light the light and ignite the fire and light the fire that ignites the fire in lost souls. And she responded with, Whitney Rainwaters responded with, standing at the edge of the ocean, my body engulfed in waves of pain, salty tears falling mixed into the moon's rain, taking a plunge into the water's darkness only to come up to breathe in light. And then I responded with, salty tear water, the roots of hope, birthing visions of a painless existence, with clenched teeth masked by a smile, as the world cheers you on, congratulating you, never waiting to hear your pain. I kneel at the ocean where I once tasted its saltiness, again to taste the sweet residue of pain illuminating from my mouth, down my esophagus, my belly, small and large intestines. I can see its path, only you can feel its wrath, its empathy. In empathy, I take the plunge with you because you are not alone. I carry my burdens with me. Oh, I carry my burdens with us.
I love it. No, yeah, so that's on my Instagram.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a beautiful exchange. I love that.
Thank you.
And that all began from a picture, you said, or a photograph?
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
yeah,
bro.
my photography. My modeling.
Bro. Yes, it did. Now, here's the thing, because Whitney, do you mind me saying so?
Go ahead.
Whitney helps me practice being a gentleman. And how do I put this? You know how there's a lot of guys that can't control themselves, Jerry?
Yeah, control is always an issue with guys, with men.
Yeah, bro.
You
Well,
know?
Whitney, our resident model here, allows me to practice that control. Right? I mean, yeah. And there's another young lady that comes on with this who's a model too. And she's pretty dope also. So I just be like, you know what I'm saying? It helps me learn how to whistle, and just try to, mind my own business. But,
Well, it's different. I do have a different approach to things, but I definitely love inspiring women, especially. So that's I love inspiring people. Um,
I was
so
gonna say, I could see men and women getting inspired by this.
but and really the whole concept of is self-love.
Yeah,
That's really
absolutely.
what it is. Self-love. It's loving myself and what I stand for and everything like that. So I pretty much right there. And I do other stuff.
I can see confidence too.
I'm always joking around and laughing when I do photo shoots. It's fun. And that's what I have people come with me and stuff. I like them to have fun and stuff. And like we got a lot of stuff coming on up this year. And on top of that, working with the other stuff I do, really getting out there. So it's definitely fun. And I gotta have fun doing it.
Can I share some of your pictures on our platform?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead if you like.
I'm scared, but
There's yeah, I'm a little crazy.
yo, you're dope too. Though. I mean, I like the work. I like the work that you do. I've always been kind of like weird, like around women.
Mm-hmm.
When I say weird, I mean like I say like weird things, like things that like don't make sense, just because I get nervous. You know what I mean?
No, it's what? I'm goofy. I'm weird. I do some of the dingiest stuff, so it's to me it's expected. Like I end up making like trying to get the girls to laugh and stuff. I always have music on so you can get comfortable and stuff. And I mean it's fun
Jerry,
that way.
do not go on her Instagram, Jerry. Do not go, bro. I'm there right now, and there's a.
It's art. It's art, Gary.
It's
It's
beautiful,
art.
yo. It's beautiful art. It is incredible, beautiful art, Jerry. Yo, listen. I'm on. Okay, Miss Whitney. I have a question for you. This one
Go
right
ahead.
here.
Oh, which one?
Can we do a show just on you alone, Whitney? One day.
No. You'd be like, cut, you get her off. Like this girl has no sense. What the hell is she doing?
No, listen, yo, can I oh, the Four Agreements. I read that book.
You know what? I started
Oh,
it, but I get stuck in books. Like I'll start one books and then I'll start something else. So that's right now what I'm really trying to work on. I've got that one, 48 Laws of Power and The Art of War. And I'm really trying to work on these 3 books.
see, that's
I'm
the
like,
problem. Just do one at a time, yo.
I know, but my brain is so crazy. Like, because then it starts putting it all together, so that I like pick stuff up. So it's crazy. But I do need to sit down and just read one damn book.
Yo, Jerry, do not go on her Instagram. I just saw this other one. Jerry, have you been to see the doctors lately, Jerry?
What have I been to see the what?
Your doctor lately.
Yeah, I've been getting a few. I had a few appointments over the last few months.
How is your heart?
I'm
Oh
good.
gosh.
I'm good. I did the
good?
treadmill thing, man, and
All right.
yeah,
All right.
no issues.
Okay, so you should
So
be good.
anyway, so can I interrupt? So I heard a couple things. I heard like the 4 agreements. Is that you said you just read that book?
No, my friend, an amazing friend. She goes by the name of Heaven, actually. She mailed it to me. I haven't seen her in about 2 years, and she mailed it to me. So I have it, and I've really been trying to read it. I read The Alchemist, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm trying to get these old books and everything. It's just, again, focus. My brain is all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's an awesome book. One of the 4 agreements that that stuck with me is that it's not personal, and I think a lot of people get issues and complexes and all kind of stuff for taking stuff personally. But anyway,
You know
the
what?
art of war, that's like pretty deep.
You know what? You know what, Whitney?
I really do need to read this book then.
Oh yeah, the 4 agreements. Yes,
I,
yes,
I, I do them because
yes.
I've been.
It helps you become a better person. Jerry needs to
All
read
right.
that book 18 more times.
Well, damn.
See, now there
Jerry,
you go.
dang,
Now you
what have you been
throwing me under
doing?
the bus, right?
Yo,
So Whitney, what is the Instagram? How can you be found on Instagram?
No. I forbid you to tell him, Whitney.
It's Whitney Rainwater .73. Whitney Rainwater .73.
Actually, it's
Decimal,
Whitney
whatever.
Water.
Period.
And I knew as soon as I said I forbid you, I knew you was gonna tell him right away. Who you the kind of forbid me?
That's what I do.
Hey, listen.
I'm goofy on there. My photos. I post what I eat because I'm fat. I'm greedy. I like that shit.
Yo, you is not fat. You are not fat.
I'm fat in my own way. Like I
No, you're
love.
not
I can
fat.
eat.
No, there's a real definition to fat.
What? No,
You're
there
not.
is no. See, and I guess maybe I use it like that because there is no fat to me. Like nobody's fat, so using it, I don't use it like that. I don't.
As a fat person, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna disagree with you.
Oh, go
Right?
ahead.
And this is why. Because if I weighed what you weigh right now, I would not have any knee problems or hip problems. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to agree
That's
to
true.
disagree on that one.
But you can still be like way more and be healthy.
you
So
can, you can, but let's be real. And I'm saying I'm going through these issues right now, right?
Mhm.
Yes, you can be what they term skinny and have health issues. You can be fat and have health issues. But the reality is because of the triglyceride levels and
Mhm.
people who are obese or more, right? Um, you're more prone to sickness because of the triglyceride levels. Like it's like fat just sitting there and not doing anything. And it's more. I've been learning a lot about this,
Well,
dealing with
then have you
chronic kidney
been?
disease, high
Mhm.
blood pressure, etc.
Mhm.
And then working on exercising and doing what I need to do because I need to figure out like what I'm up against. You know what I'm saying? And so my only thing is not to make people feel bad about themselves, but to understand that like, yeah, we need to change our lifestyles, right? We need to
Mhm.
start moving. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, only like through being honest with myself can I really, begin to recover. That was true for me with cigarettes, with weed, with alcohol, with other drugs. And so now I'm using that same method with food. And so being honest and being, with what I'm up against, right, is really helping me.
Well, I see. Well, I guess the thing is, you're going by a label fat. I feel better saying unhealthy and healthy, because you can have an unhealthy lifestyle. You can change your lifestyle, what you're eating to get healthier, I mean, there's everybody's going to go through something different, but, I don't, like I said, I don't, because I know people are going to be way bigger than me. I'm small just because it's my genetics, you know?
Yeah.
But I still don't deem them as fat, you know? They still can live unhealthy, but I don't call people fat, you know, like
Oh,
that.
so
I'll call
you
myself
so
fat. I don't call people fat. You won't ever hear me say it. I feel it's hella disrespectful. I'm not doing
I mean, I'm not gonna walk down the street and be like, "Hey, yo, bro, you fat, man. Yo, come on now, hell no." But
You know what? I actually used to get in trouble for it because I used to tell people like, dude, I'm so fat. And they would be like, what? I'm like, no, I'm greedy. Like, I love to eat. God damn, like shit.
no,
I
that's
used to
not
always
what
get in
fat
trouble for
means.
that.
No,
But my kids, we all do it. We're like, oh, you're so fat because it's a joke to us. Like, so,
yo,
you know,
right? Because y'all ain't really fat. That's why. That's why.
wait, but mind you, their dad was 215 pounds. You know,
Who?
6 foot. So their dad, my kid's
That ain't
dad.
nothing. 215
So
pounds and 2 6 feet ain't
but
nothing.
he had a nice little belly. So, you know, we would always, so it was always something, you know, everybody's family has all that. I'm not just around skinny people my size, petite, you know, all my life. Come on now.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I'm around models. I've been around people of all sizes. I don't care. You're still not going to hear me call somebody fat,
I'm just saying, if you get
but
up,
myself.
if
So
you
it's
get up,
to me it's you're putting a label on yourself. You could say you're unhealthy. You need to find a different lifestyle, you know,
if
for
you get
your.
up, if you get up to 315, I'm just saying, I'm 6'1". You get up to 315, you're gonna know what fat is, right? Because you got saturated fats, you got uh uh what is it, monosaturated fats, you got different types of fat, right?
So my question is, if
So
you're learning all this, right? Are you learning what those come in, like what foods those are in, what helps break that down, what helps break down the fat in
absolutely,
your, you know,
yeah,
fatty liver, you know,
yeah,
what cleanses kidneys, stuff like that? Because
yeah.
you know, me changing up my lifestyle and the way I eat really has it really has helped like that. Like I know, like if I'm cold, I know I'm running low on iron. You know, you know, I know when I um eat a lot of green stuff, I know that I need certain, you know, like leafy greens like spinach, and you know, I'll go through like weeks of that because my body needs it, you know, and that's really what's helped me to like pretty much be able to kind of heal parts of stuff that I would have probably needed meds for. I don't have to anymore. But it's taken a while. It's taken like a year of really paying attention to my body.
That's good, yo. Congratulations, yo. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? But if
yeah,
you come to me
don't call
with
yourself
that,
fat.
if you come to me with that, I'm fat crap. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely gonna get a fight. I'm gonna tell you because I know what it is to be 315 and right and to walk upstairs crying because my knees is hurting. You know what
But
I'm
you
saying?
know, but can
So
you admit that you could have had a healthier lifestyle?
yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? Yo, not having a healthy lifestyle is why I got fat.
Okay, well, I think then, okay, so that's the thing. So now just stop saying you're fat and just say, I lived an unhealthy lifestyle, but now I'm going to work towards a healthy lifestyle. Change your mindset.
Yes. Yes. And as a result of eating, of having a healthier lifestyle, I'm not as fat as I used to be.
You don't even say that. There's no need to even say that.
But it's true.
Just I'm healthier than I used to be. That's
I'm
all it
not
needs
gonna
to
lie to
be.
myself.
It's not lying to yourself. It's releasing stuff that old mindset, stuff to move forward.
Oh, I know. Like, so my mindset is like, okay, I'm gonna be honest with myself. Right? I'm gonna be honest with myself. That's my mindset.
Like, but every day should be like, okay, well, today is where I'm at. Yesterday, but not a year ago, not 2 years ago, none of that. We don't
No,
do
I'm
that
not
here.
talking to you because the last time I talked to you, I ended up fasting for 3
You
days.
ended up
Jerry,
here, be on another fast.
Jerry,
Yeah.
the last time I talked to Whitney, I know fast. It was Whitney and oh, but who was it?
Uh,
Dominica.
yeah,
I
yeah.
ended up fasting for 3 days, bro, and I lost 10 pounds. And at the end of the third day, I got dizzy.
He did good though. I just
And then
I
what
just
happened?
And then what happened?
After the third day, then what happened?
You want to know? You want to be honest? Honest? Okay, Whitney. See me how we're being honest, right?
all right.
Yo, I got this fat underneath my arm that's like shaking now. So now I got to force myself to work out harder as a result of fasting those 3 days and losing that 10 pounds really quickly, right? Now I got to like exercise harder. And I've been like working and trying to push myself, you know, and I hate exercising, but I'm forcing myself to do it because I like the results from it. So I have a love and hate relationship with it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, it's been a very interesting journey getting to know Whitney. And so I'm interested to see how this is going to play out.
Me too.
Shut up, Whitney.
I'm like, oh crap,
Anyway, I'm
here
going to
she
write a
goes.
poem about that. But have you guys been writing any poetry?
I've been writing a little bit, not a whole bunch. I've been really just trying to get my mind in order, and, and no, actually, because I've been going to the gym, and I've had to push myself to go a couple of times, and then, I wasn't feeling good for like 2 days, so today was really actually my first day really stretching and stuff in the last week. So I
You
didn't do
know,
much. I'm not gonna lie.
poetry will help you release some of that inner toxicity. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. No, I started writing, but I was not in a good space, so I was like, I'm gonna wait till I'm in a better space.
Yeah, I've been doing some writing. I've been doing more writing, like say, in the last couple of months than I have been in the previous, year.
Oh wow. Nice.
So actually, I have a piece I'm going to read. If
Oh yay.
if I'm invited to read a piece, I have a piece that I'm going to read, and it's kind of it didn't start out that way, but as I read it again
Wait,
and again.
are you trying to read it now?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. It's just my calling card. You asked if we had been writing, if we had poetry, so I'm just
I want to hear
responding to
it.
your. Yeah, and it's kind of like it's not really erotic, but it's
Oh
if
my Lord.
you could spin it that way, but it's not. You would have to put a spin on. You would have to put a deliberate spin on it, and then you could view it in that light. But it's not about that. Although it could be depending on your mindset,
Well, I can tell you this much: if once you go to Whitney's Instagram, people are not gonna have to put a spin on it. I'm gonna tell you that much right now.
Just so you know, Jerry, there's more than my pictures. There is inspirational. I do events. I do fashion shows. So there's more. I do what I eat. And it'll be changing. So there's more than just.
Oh, is that what that is? Is that why the vegetables are there? The vegetables and the fruit, the
Yeah, I'm
pineapple,
vegan. Everybody
peppers,
knows. Everybody
the
knows I'm
apples.
vegan. Yeah, I'm vegan.
I apologize. I see. You see, I'm still trying to grow. I apologize, Whitney.
It's fine.
Are these black eyed peas?
Yeah, like I cook stuff too. I used to live what I cooked and stuff before I became vegan. So that'll just be some stuff I get back into. But yeah, so that's why there's food stuff. People ask me, and I post on Facebook too. But yeah, so that's why those are on there. But I do other stuff, Jerry. Don't listen to him.
Is this a portobello mushroom?
Yes.
What's inside of it?
Probably like minced up onions, garlic, peppers, stuff like that. I only eat vegetables and fruit, and you know.
Wow. You know, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Well, no, I don't want to say it. I don't want to get in trouble.
But this is your
Yeah.
show, man. You can say you're in charge. You're in control.
I don't.
You're the
I know,
man.
but I'm saying like sometimes I could say things not being like not meaning to be like unconscious or anything. But here's the most conscious thing I could say. I'm a human being, right?
Okay.
And I see here
Okay.
comes another model. Oh my God.
You know, it's funny to say that because it's more than modeling. It's more like that's a avenue to do more. Modeling,
I
at
know,
least
I
a lot
know. Here's
more.
the thing. I know though, right? I know, right? But here's the thing though, right? So okay, so you gotta know my history, right? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like you know a little bit of my history, being abused and stuff like that, right? And then you know, my early on activism was, working with feminists and stuff like that, and men are evil and this and that and stuff. Don't look at women, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And then being in like, really strict religious homes, right? I'm gonna go to hell if you look at a woman. If you do this, you do that. We're beat, we're told all this other stuff, right? So it's like, that whole weirdness, right? So it's like then you look at a woman and you're like, so my attitude started being like, yo, when I go to church, I'm gonna look at the women that are shouting. You know what I'm saying? So when there's this one joke that I do when I'm doing my open mic in person, and I talk about how when I was younger they told me not to look at the women shouting in church. Then as I got older, they told me that you can't be gay. If you're gay, you're gonna go to hell. And I'm like, well, you kind of set me up for that because you told me not to look at the women, and now like you hate gay people. Like, so what? What am I supposed to do? What are you telling me? You're giving me mixed messages. Do I look at women or do I don't? Like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? And so, but you know, yeah. So I do. I see the food here now that you mention it. I see the food, the very healthy food, right? I see the crystals. Wow, that's interesting. I'm starting to see other pictures. Thank you, Whitney.
You're welcome. Yeah, there's more
How
than
you,
just
how you doing,
pictures
Dominica?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
for you.
I'm okay. How's everybody?
Good. How have you been? I see you've been doing
Yo,
really good.
my I was gonna say you want to switch pains, but then I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I don't know if she's going through pain or not, and if so, I don't know what pain she's going through. So let me figure this out first before I go trading. So how has your? I know the last I heard from you. Well, no, the last extensive talk that we had, um, you're doing really good with your you passed school, you have your business going, right? Can you tell us some more about that? Dominica?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Um, say it one more time.
I said the last time we talked, your business is going good. You got your business up and going. You're done with school. Can you
No,
elaborate on
I'm
that?
not. No, I'm not done with school.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still in school. I was done with a class, one of
Oh,
my
okay.
other classes I had finished with, but no, I'm not done with school yet.
Okay.
Though I anticipate that it won't be long before I am, though. Um, yeah, I just been going to school and uh working on this business line. I'm so sorry. I just woke up. I had overslept. Um, and working on
Welcome to the jungle.
this and working on this business line. Everything is seeming to come together. Um, I was talking to my grandmother about possibly incorporating massage therapy in my aromatherapy works,
Oh
and
my
then
god. Yo, that
I
was
told her I
dope.
didn't know yet, and I was looking at tables, and then one of my clients called me and asked me that yesterday if I would be interested in doing monthly massages for them. And I'm like, so I guess I'm on, in sync, so I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah, man. Yo, listen, let me tell you something.
Congratulations.
Yo, yo,
Thank you.
yo, yo. That is so dope. And that is just hella dope. Um Now I know last time we talked, you was talking about your modeling thing. Are you going to pursue that?
I am, but I think I'm gonna do it in a different way than I did before. There's an upcoming modeling opportunity. Well, it was last weekend modeling opportunity. I had to go and walk. It was for a black owned business in our community, and they always host fashion shows. The lady who owns the place, the store goes back and forth to Ghana. So they were gonna have they are going to have a fashion show with the different patterns and clothing like that. But I opted out once, I was busy with orders, but after, I could have made a little bit more time and effort, but I thought it would be better for me to opt out because I want to do modeling on a different type of thing, maybe. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then plus, this is a place that I went to that I just didn't feel value me, period. I went there when I first came back home. The lady had multiple events there. One was a um, vision board opportunity. I paid for that. We didn't finish the class. Our vision boards wasn't done. She said we were gonna make some type of protection spell bags. That didn't happen. The tarot card readings didn't happen. So I went to another event. We were supposed to walk around the block and do A, B, and C. I don't like paying for things, and all of the information that you say that you're offering doesn't happen. So I wasn't trying to look at it like that. So I didn't go to any more events. And this is in the past of the same small black business that offered the modeling audition the other day. And the third thing was before I started my business, right before I started my business, this is what made me even push my business immediately. She had a job opportunity as a business manager, and she reached out to me for the interview. I went and did the interview at that same location that I'm speaking of, that is doing the modeling opportunity now. And I had the two past experiences that didn't sit well with me. But I said I'm going to give it a chance because I know I could be a little rough around the edges. I went and did the interview and sat down with her. She told me everything about how she goes in and out of the country. So I'm thinking it would be a good experience for me to learn from a black business owner, get my hands-on experience in the small business, working in the store versus being in the office of the traditional conglomerate corporations I've worked for. So I'm like, I'm going to try to do it, in our community with our people, like you always say, Maurice. So I was really positive about it. And when I was sitting there, everything that I would have had to do as being a store manager, she only wanted to offer me $12. And I'm like, well, my credentials on my resume, I just came from a $16 an hour job. You're not offering medical insurance. So I will have to pay that out of the $12 you're offering. Then she offered me a corner in the store for to put my products in, but she told me she would charge me $80 to $100 and something dollars. So I'm like, all of that would come out of the $12 pay. I just didn't feel valued as the opportunity. So that's what I thought about when I went to that modeling opportunity. I want to put myself in a more positive forefront and mindset, and I don't want to attempt to help people who are only helping themselves. I want to be involved with people who are helping each other. So I rescinded that opportunity for the business store manager, and I rescinded the opportunity the other day for a model. So I think if I do any modeling, it'll be on a different scale. I was saying I do understand and respect the small businesses, as I am one, but I've been on the cover of newspaper and magazines. I've been on TV. So I don't want to limit myself right now currently. I want to look forward to a higher, objective than just something small. So I will, but it'll be something different.
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah,
I totally get that.
that was deep. Usually I got something to come back with, but right now I was like, you know what? That's kind of sensitive. I'm not sure if I'm trying.
That's how a lot when you first get into modeling, that's what happens. And that's when you decide, like, nah, I'm going to change it up a little bit. And I know my worth.
The other thing too, though, can I say, if you don't mind me saying,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes like people that are like running businesses and aren't making what they want to make, right? Sometimes, people try to bite off much more than what they can chew. You know what I'm saying? And they try to make it up with charging people certain things. And I feel like that's what might be happening there, or she might just be a greedy person. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you that I think you did the right thing. I think that you knew that it wasn't giving you the value that you deserve as a person and as a human being. And you know, I congratulate you from moving on because, you know, a lot of people would have stayed, you know what I'm saying, and been like, well, I really need this, not feeling like they can make it themselves or connect with other people. So I just want to say that I congratulate you from being strong, for being confident, and doing what you know that you can do. You know what I'm saying, and not allowing yourself to go into a situation where you wouldn't be happy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, because I was sitting there like running an entire store for $12, then deducting a monthly stipend for my own health insurance out of that 12. That's not going to benefit me. I'm going to be making minimum wage by the time I do all of this and paying you out of that $12 on top of that for me to have a spot, a corner in the store when I
Yeah.
can just do my own store and get the 100%,
I
you
mean,
know.
at least you could have said something like, okay, you can get a corner store, um, but then ask for like a percentage, like a reasonable percentage for each sale or something like that. You know what I mean? But
Well,
that's
I
just,
was looking at it on top of that too. I didn't want it to be a conflict of interest. I already knew your character from the two events that I paid for out of my pocket that weren't fulfilled when we were supposed to do A, B, and C at both events, and it never happened. So that was already at the top of my list as a red flag. Is, are you keep your word? Do you really say what you do? What you're gonna say? And then another thing was you might get mad, or I don't want anybody to be envious when they don't see me hustling their products the way I'm gonna hustle my business products. Because
oh,
what if people are coming in the store, like you said, and they want to buy my products more than yours because they catch me outside of these office hours and they see how I work and how I network? They may not want to come in because she sells natural products, some of them too. But what if they don't come in to buy yours and they're coming for me? I don't want anybody to, knock me down, and I don't want you to be, looking at me like she's in here using my platform, but only her stuff is selling. So I thought it would be a conflict of interest because we have some products that are similar, but I have a different personality and I know what targeted audience I'm catering to. You know what
right.
I'm saying? I'm not catering to every dynamic. I'm focused. All other dynamics come into mind, but I'm focused supremely on elderly and people that get sick. Elderly people are not going to stop getting old. People are not going to stop getting sick. So that's my focus. All of the other people that come along are, are pluses and benefits for me. But my main target is strictly for the elderly community that's often forgot about in senior buildings and care centers like that, where their own families don't even visit them. That's why I make the ointments and creams that I do for to help them in their ailments. And they can have a visit from me, which is getting quality time. That way they don't have to feel alone if no one's visiting them or talking to them throughout their monthly, throughout the year, whatever. So that was my target. But I want to go into the modeling, like I want to go on more edgier things. My son's moved out. I'm 40.
Oh, hold
I
on,
don't
hold on,
have any.
time out. Hold up. Can I lead the discussion?
Oh, sorry. I was just answering about the modeling.
Hey, hey. All right. So about the modeling, because I was gonna say I wanted to lead discussion by saying, all right, let's talk about the modeling because that's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about that. Hey, Whitney, I know you
Okay.
there.
I'm eating some
Jerry, you there?
raisins. Ooh,
Jerry. Jerry probably eating too. I hope he ain't choking on that.
Jerry.
Oh, what's up?
Hey,
What's
Jerry,
up?
I know you're getting up there in age, so I got a tip for you, right? If you ever start choking, you can always use the back of your chair for the Heimlich maneuver. All right. That being said,
Oh, I know that, man. From living alone, man, for most of my life, I know that, man. So
you
I'm
gotta know
always
the tricks,
mindful of
bro.
that.
you're not teaching him nothing new.
Listen, um, I learned. You know what, man? Jerry, I've been wanting to
Listen,
connect with some models for a long time, right? And we got two models on this show tonight, right? And I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of starstruck in a way, but I'm
Oh,
not starstruck because I refuse to get starstruck with anybody, right? But the reality is that if you ever see Domenica's modeling pictures, you've already you've heard me talk junk about Whitney's. Um, very great work, very great work. So when you get a chance, connect with her on Facebook under your pseudonym, so you don't get caught out there by the FBI. Um, she does some really good work, some really good work. And I would like to, Whitney and Dominica, if you guys can answer me this question, because um, you know there's dudes that like share pictures of women on their Facebook, right? How do I go about like doing that without being rude to women, but also like celebrating the beauty of women? How do I do that? You go first, Dominica.
I mean, it's all in whatever you feel is tasteful and what do you feel is celebrating. I mean, are you gonna put some put some pictures up from still shots of a porno? Or are you gonna put some tasteful pictures of maybe a lady coming out of water or a lady holding her holding her breast, but she has a few stretch marks on her stomach because she's freshly became a mother? Are you gonna put someone up there that maybe had breast cancer so they don't have breast anymore? So they have tattoos on the scars where their breast used to be. It depends on what you determine, what you feel beauty is. I would just say if you're putting something up there, put a description or a caption with it. That way you can go ahead and explain the beauty side that you know that you want to celebrate. Sometimes it's hard for people to read between text and post. So, but if your caption is fulfilling in what you're trying to convey, I think that'll be easy no matter what the picture is. You know, every type of artwork is artwork, whether a person is naked or clothed. But if you have a certain point of focus of what you feel is beauty, and you're trying to express that portion, I would say just add a caption to what made you intrigued or what made you want to represent it.
And what about you, Whitney?
Um, my pictures are my pictures. For me, if somebody shares me, if my guy friends share me, they just say from my beautiful friend model Whitney and what I do. They don't they don't explain anything. I don't think anybody has to explain me, and I don't think it's your duty to have to explain me. We're friends. You support me. You share me. That's it. It's nothing more. I don't. I do what I want because it's my art, myself. I encourage other women. I encourage other people. So that's exactly what my pictures do. Some people don't like them. Okay, so what? I keep going and you post another one.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you two young ladies this question. I would like to share your pictures, man, because um, I see, the beauty of women differently because I know you two, right? And I know why you do what you do. How will you all feel about that?
That's fine for me. I share all my friends. I share people for more than even just modeling, for their businesses, for all of that. I love supporting. So, um, fine. Share away. For me, I'm fine with it.
Dominica?
Yeah, I don't have an issue. Um, I don't have an issue with you sharing my pictures.
Now, I might say some things like, oh my goodness.
No, I was just saying about the caption portion because you said, well, to have it not seem some type of way to other people. I'm not
No,
talking about.
no,
No, I'm saying because I understand what Whitney's saying and I'm in agreement with that. I don't explain my pictures when I put them up there either. But I was just adding that because that was the part of the question that you asked. If you feel you need to explain to somebody, maybe, you know what I'm saying, that you can tell what it was that you like, but I'm with her. I'm not going around posting pictures of nothing, telling people why I posted it. I just do it. Because I don't really mind if I have backlash, I have backlash. That's just life.
Yo, I
Everybody's
think you
not going to
should,
like what I likes, and I'm not going to like what
personally,
everybody else like either. So I'm with her in 100% agreement. You don't have to put the caption. I was just saying that if you have those issues you're running into, but I'm with her. When I post, I post.
oh no, you know what, I just, me personally, I don't know if you guys ever seen my peak poetry, where I take pictures and I translate them into poetry. Um, I would like to do that. Also, I've been wanting to do like a monthly thing where I like put some pictures together, some collages, you know,
Oh yeah.
and put them out there. So,
Oh yeah, that's fine. Definitely.
ooh, ooh. Please tell me y'all got some poetry to read, man.
I haven't written no poetry. I'm going to tell you right now.
Either of us.
Because
I
I'm
told you
so
my
used to.
mind's blocked.
I know y'all got some poetry sitting around from like 1908.
No. My mind
That's
is
the whole
blocked.
reason. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I came on here because I needed some inspiration.
Right, that's what I was exactly going to say.
I
Like,
need
that's the reason I come
inspiration.
here. Because you
I
say
need-
we talk and then we write. And I don't think I'm writing through the week. Like, I can't wait to go slam this at Poetry Slam.
Oh, listen, let me tell you something. Next Friday, and I apologize. Last week I was in pain. I was in so much pain. I wasn't. I didn't set up anybody for this week. I was in so much pain. I apologize for that.
You better. No, I'm just joking.
What'd you say? On what?
I'm like, you better. No, joking.
So no. So the reason why, and I'll be honest with you, the reason why I asked you and Whitney, if I could share your pictures, is because I want to work through something as a person, you know, that would be therapeutic for me. Um, it'd be working through my own issues from being abused as a child. You know what I'm saying? And um, how I connect with women and the women around me and in society. So it'd be therapeutic for me as well. So that's one of the reasons. So, and then I just think, like, you know, you guys are like on another level. You guys are just, you know, you guys are beautiful women. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to celebrate the fact that I know y'all, you know what I'm saying? And you guys are models. I want to help support that. You know what I mean? You do more than modeling. You through the sharing the beauty of who you are, you share, you know, your struggles, you share your food, you share so many good things, you put out positive stuff. So, you know, I want to celebrate that. And, you know, Dominica, you do your oils and you do I think you both do crystals, right? Dominica, you do crystals too, or am I wrong?
No, I know about them and everything. Like, I carry my couple around, but I don't do, I used to though. I used to do the crystals, the Reiki, and I used to do the tarots, but I haven't really been doing that. I've been just more into I'm just more into focusing on what I'm doing currently right now, which is meditation and trying to eat healthy with cleansing my energy by just staying low key and focusing on this little business. I haven't really been able to. I haven't even been hanging with the same people. I disconnected for a while, so I just been shut in during this little COVID breakdown, and I just been sitting down doing my own thing, focusing on these goals. And I had that vision board I told you experience, and I had all my past vision boards saying I would have this done by the age 40. I will have this done. I will have that done. And I've been conquering a couple of those things. So that's what I've been focusing on. Just trying to do a couple of hobbies and passions that I put on the shelf as a young teenager or single parent in my past.
Sorry.
Next week, I'm interviewing an elder of ours, um, an elder, and I try to stay away from political parties, and so it's not going to be about political parties, but it's going to be about how we can um, get involved and run certain run people for political office, right? And so I want to get that information out there because, man, like, we need to get people that represent who we are and what we need in office, right? We can't keep sitting back and just saying, oh, well, politics don't work. I'm a firm believer in that politics does work, right?
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer in this system's working for those that created it, right?
Mhm.
And for those who are being abused, we need to create our own type of politics and learn about politics that people used before us that have made the strides that have been made. And so I refuse to acknowledge the changes that have been happening in this system. I refuse to ignore that there's so many things that have stayed the same. And so I'll be having um, that conversation next week. Um, I'm trying to remember the name of the individual that I'll be having on, so I apologize that I forgot the name. So, but that's what's going to be happening next Friday. So I hope you guys can make it. Corinne Wingard will be on. I mean, she actually, I don't know if you guys remember Deval Patrick, who's the governor of Massachusetts, but she helped his campaign. She did a lot of work for his campaign. In fact, one of the first parties, like events that the campaign had to introduce him to Western Mass was actually at her house. And she's actually had some big people come through her house that she introduced to Western Mass. And so I brought her on because as a white person, her and I have had, discussions about racism and so on and so forth. And we've had some really deep discussions. And being in her political position, she's actually paid attention. And so out of respect, and the knowledge that she's actually willing to give and pass along, I think she's in her 80s now, her 70s or 80s now. So I wanted to give her some space to download some of that knowledge to us so we can utilize that moving forward. What do you guys think about that?
I love it. Definitely. I think because we're working on something kind of like that right now. Tomorrow I'll be meeting up with the people to do community service. We're going to go clean up litter, and there's going to be a march, and then the bite of small Black businesses out here. So we got vendors coming out. So I think that'd be good because everybody out here is really trying to, get to people in other places and see what's going on and really network and learn and grow together. It's kind of cool to watch, actually. So I think it'll be fun. I'm about that life.
Thank you. What do you think about that, Jerry?
I like it. I like the concept. And it's consistent with what you've been doing with this platform that you have, I was thinking that, it'll be interesting to hear some of her perspectives, and I'll be interested to see what kind of how you structure the interview. What kind of questions and lines of inquiry you're going to have for her.
I hope she doesn't hate me for
Because
saying. I hope she doesn't hate me for saying this, Jerry. But I think she's single too.
yeah, so the thing is, right, is that it's one thing, when people get someone to interview, but sometimes what happens, and this has not been the case with you, but I'm just saying, sometimes people don't do a good job interviewing. You know what I mean? they don't explore different angles and stuff, you know. And I mean, from what I've heard from the interviews that you've done, you know, you kind of get to the core of things, you know. And so yeah, I'll be interested in. This is going to be next week, you said?
Yes, sir. Next Friday night.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm gonna let her know too during the interview. I'm gonna say, so I have this old guy on here. His name is Jerry. I'm just messing around. I'm always teasing. So Dominica, what do you think
All
about
right,
that?
man. I got this hotline on speed dial, man. No, but actually, can I ask the ladies a question, or is that allowed? Is that permissible?
Yeah, can I get Dominica's feedback before you ask that question real quick? Because I know you're gonna take like
Sure.
an hour and a half, so I just want to make sure I get her feedback. Dominica, what do you think
Sure.
about that?
I think it sounds excellent. It'll be, another knowledgeful speaker coming in. I like to see your speakers come on. And it's interesting to see what goes on. And as you always state, Massachusetts, because I live in Ohio, and I don't think you call out people, your guests who live in different locations, because I was lost that first time. I'm like Springfield, Illinois, Springfield, Chicago. Springfield, Ohio. I was lost. I was feeling crazy. But now I know you miss Springfield, Massachusetts. So I think it's nice to know about other parts of the map. So it's definitely educational on my end.
I apologize about that, and thank you for the pull up. And I like the way you do pull ups better than I like the way Jerry does them. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right,
Yes, I just want this a quick thing for folks who are from throughout the country, because I know that this is not just a local thing. But anyway, so we did get snow here today. So I know that, Whitney, you said you were outside exercising, so it was kind of interesting to me. That told me that you weren't from this neck of the woods. Yeah, because we got snow. It's kind of snowing all day. But anyway, so Dominica, I just want to say that it's always inspiring to hear you talk about what you do, you know. And today in particular, as you were talking about how this kind of opportunity, so to speak, presented itself, but it turned out that it really wasn't an opportunity at all, you know. And so, yeah, I like your take on it, you know. And basically, as someone else had mentioned, you know, knowing, you know, what you bring, you know your worth, and you know, you understand the business end, the business side of what you do, you know. And I think that's I think that's nice. It's awesome. It's inspiring to hear that, you know. And so yeah, I just wanted to give you that shout. And I guess for Whitney, for you, I had a quick question. So you are a model, correct?
Yes, a model, but I do more.
Okay, so it sounds like
Jerry.
So you're a model and you're a photographer as well?
Hold on, Jerry. Hold on, Jerry. I gotta stop you right there, because in defense of Whitney, she has told me 1,000 times, and I know you've been on this show tonight, that she does modeling and everything else under the sun, brother. All right, go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay, yeah. So my part two of my question is, so you're a photographer as well. So are you photographing? Are you a photographer of other models?
No, Jerry. I don't do photography. Photography for me would be a hobby. I don't do photography like that. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I do modeling.
All right, yeah, so that was my
modeling.
question. I didn't know if you were photographing other models as well.
No, I love it, but I wanted to get into it. I talked to a couple of photographers about it and stuff. I just had to, through this pandemic, take a break and get things back in order. But I definitely do want to look into it because I love it. Being on the other side of the camera is
really fun.
Okay, cool.
She
Yeah.
she is the motivation for photographers. People like her in Dominica is where they get the is why they have the term trigger happy itchy fingers. Because photographers get the camera out and they're like click 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 click. All right, didn't get it. All right, next. So I have a poem. Jerry, you got any poetry?
I told you I did. I actually have two
before-
pieces. I have a poem, and then I have this other piece that was inspired by one of your other regular guests. So it's not poetry. It's kind of like it's the beginnings of a story, I guess.
And before you get to
So yeah, I guess it's prose. I have poetry and I have prose.
And before you get to them, right, I want to say something, right? Check out hiphopcongress.com. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. If you have people that you know that are conscious hip hop artists and you think that they should be interviewed on the show, send me the information. Connect us up, right? I can invite them to be on the show for an interview, as well as promote their information through the Hip Hop Congress Network. Yeah. Just when they come on the show, just make sure that they got some tracks that are family friendly, you know, and they know they know what we're about, you know. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I really feel like this is actually going to take off. I really do. I know I've been frustrated over the last couple of weeks, but I was going through a lot. My godfather just passed. Somebody else I know passed. Somebody else I knew when I was in school not long before that passed away. And there's just a lot which is going on at the same time, and I was really frustrated, you know. So I just felt like I was just too overwhelmed, and I was frustrated with the way Poetic Recovery was going after all that happened. So, but I apologize for putting that on you guys. But I do appreciate the support, and I want to thank you all very much. I'm still in the midst of moving, which is why you don't see my turntables or my digital setup. But it'll be back up and running by next week, and we'll be having fun. So, with that being said, Jerry, why don't you kick it off, bro?
All right. So what do you want to hear? You want the poetry or you want the prose piece, man?
Bro, bring it. Just bring it. Whatever you want. Let Whitney. How old are you, Whitney? How old are you, Whitney? How old are you?
40.
How old are you? Dominica, how old are you?
40.
What month were you born, Dominica?
September.
What month were you born, Whitney?
July.
Okay, so Whitney's older. All right, so Whitney's the elder. So Whitney, you get to decide which one Jerry reads.
Okay. Say it again, Jerry.
Yeah. So I have a poem, a short poem, and then I have this other piece. It's a little bit longer, but it's prose. It's kind of like the beginnings of a story.
Oh, the one you were that one. I want to hear the long one.
Okay.
Excuse me, can I interject 1 second? Maurice, can you please look into the chat and stop looking down? Thank you. I'm listening now, Jerry. Go.
I am trying to get other people in here.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So this is a piece I call, the title of this is Last Meal Deal. And this is just the beginning. It's a lot more to unfold of it, but here goes. Here's the beginnings of it. After carefully studying the extensive menu for 45 minutes, Hubert was ready to order. He folded the handwritten menu, gave it to the server, and said, "I'll have the usual." Hubert called attention to himself in his bearing, his manner, his attire, and his diction. He was neither pretentious nor humble, but a rare bird indeed. The first thing you noticed about him was his glasses. Although they had no lenses, they somehow created a field of magnification with a luminescent tint. "I'm sorry, but that's not possible," his server replied, offering the menu back to him. "This is the Zen Cafe, and you can never have the same thing twice. Our menu changes daily. Once ordered, the selection is removed from the menu for 7 years, during which time root systems have delved deeper and feasted on heirloom sediment layers, imparting nuanced pigmentation and flavor profiles to our organic perennials. Likewise, our wine stocks, brandies, cheeses, and balsamics have matured, as have our palates." Hubert's virtual glasses fogged up. A lone tear rolled down his cheek as he spoke of the meal he had. Curried duck scallopini, a medley of roasted root vegetables with caramelized shallots, lobster ravioli, and a tangerine sorbet. As more tears rolled down his cheeks, a giddiness ensued. He produced a small leather notebook. Wetting his finger with a fallen tear, he thumbed through a dozen pages. "It was 42 crescent moons ago," he said, after consulting his meticulous tallies. And that's all I've got so far. That's the beginnings of this story that basically takes place within a restaurant, and it revolves around, as the title implies, a last meal deal. And so for me, this takes me kind of like out of my comfort zone. I mean, poetry is my comfort zone. This kind of takes me out of that and kind of moves me into, something, into the next thing or into another realm. So, yes, I'm kind of excited about doing that. But anyway, that's what I got. And if you allow me, I'll read the poem. It's a very short poem. This is the one I said was kind of could be twisted, could be spinned as erotic, but it's not really. And it's a short piece, and it's it's called Rise, R-I-S-E.
Oh boy.
Erotica.
So sweet. That
Jerry,
spot.
this is family friendly, but you know what? I trust you, Jerry, because I
Trust
know
me, bro. Trust me.
I know who you are, Jerry. But I'm gonna tell you, Jerry, if you cross the line, Jerry, you lose my trust, sir. All right, go ahead, do your thing.
Okay. So sweet, that spot. Made all the more when it just won't be still. Envisioned, seeded, and incubated. Sufficiently thrusted to shoot the moon. Stillness in motion at the intersection of push and pull. So sweet, that spot. So temporal, the joy. So forever, that moment. And that's it. It's called Rise.
Well, dang, Jerry. I'm kidding. I loved it.
I ain't like it.
I thought it was good.
I didn't. It was too
Yeah, well,
short.
thank you. Yeah.
It was too short.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's yeah, what I'm finding as far as like poetry, I'm finding that it's easier for me to do shorter pieces, um, and sometimes I can link shorter ones together. Sometimes everything I write is basically one continuous flow, you know. But yeah, but I kind of break it down so it can stand alone. But anyway, thank you. And I appreciate being able to present this to you guys.
You know, I'm only teasing when I said I didn't like it.
Huh?
I said, you know, I'm only teasing when I said I didn't like it.
I think I thought that you said that because of the way I presented it as being erotic, and you were expecting or thinking it was going to be something more in your face kind of eroticism, you know. But it's very, you know, like
No,
I said,
when
if you spin it, you could put a spin on it and get some eroticism out of it. But
no,
you know, that's not really where it's at.
when you explained it to me beforehand, I knew what was up. I trust you. I trust you, brother.
Yeah, you know, and I'm learning to trust myself, and that's what we all have to do collectively. You know, trust ourselves and then trust other people. I saw this sign in this restaurant from years back, and I always got a kick out of it. And the sign in the restaurant said, "Yeah, we don't trust anyone, not even ourselves." You know, and that stuck with me. It's like, wow, I guess that's what you would call honesty. You know.
I'm gonna hope that that's more sarcasm than honesty. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, it's like, oh, you're a restaurant, you don't trust yourself. Should I not trust you too? You know?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I think it was about. I think it was all about like credit. You know, kind of like don't ask for credit because you know we don't trust you. You
Oh
know.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think that was the gist. But it may have been something. It may have been actually that you know they just didn't they had this basic mistrust. You know, of everyone. So what else? What else do other people have? Yeah, I know you got some poetry.
Yeah, I was looking at some things that I've written, and I was trying to see what I got. Um,
So wait a minute, hold up. I thought the rule was you're talking about you're looking at stuff that you had written like way back when.
yeah, like not way back when. I've been writing some newer stuff lately, and I was just going through and wondering, did I have I read any of this stuff for you? You know what? I don't think I've read any of this stuff for you guys. Um, so I did this one for class earlier this year in like February, and it's called Binary Steps to Success. And it's, you know, it really challenged me. And so here it is. A step in the right direction doesn't speak to the many steps thereafter. The experiences, the learning curves, the ups and downs, like data in the OSI layers, the comings and the goings of the many suns and many moons, like binary digits from host to host through the internet. In dark rooms, hidden like encrypted messages, like on a Cisco amp. Determination illuminates frustration. Fist pounding the air and sighs, the cussing, the tears, the hopes and tears, the hopes and fears. Putting new ideas together in the mind not challenged in ages, to turning pages of complex ideas meshing different technologies, I asked, is this where I belong? For that to be true, I had to keep going, like a ping on a routable network with infinite hops. With the encouragement of my teachers and friends, enduring this pandemic, terrified of all the challenges, social, political, and this, I determined hell and high waters came, I survived the academic slaughter, doubt and the unknown. Here I sit, hearing the words congratulations, still sitting in the realization that I made it to the top of this mountain. First, the door shown by MRC, a key given by the elite Jason HCC. We look to see new opportunities, binary steps to success.
Good job.
I like that.
I
So
saw that.
who is MRC?
Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission. They paid for me to go to school this year, and it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. It was hell, I tell you.
Yeah, I had connected with them at some point. Yeah, and they could be a nice resource.
Absolutely, man. Like, for as many things I can't stand about this state, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta give them credit about that. I mean, there was some issues because of the pandemic, but yeah, man, I gotta give them credit. So, all right, let me give one more. Hey, Dominica, y'all, I want to hear that rap single, y'all.
What are you talking about?
Yo, that voice of yours, man. I hear rap. I hear a rap single in that voice.
I'm working on something actually. That's why I'm like, what? Don't be peeking at my camera, fam. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Hey, listen, I will peek into your camera, but only if you let me. But anyway, oh, she's setting this at it. I'm sorry. See? Or think I'm getting old. You ever think about what type of old person do you want to be?
Me, a funny one, a cool one. I'm already old, so I am already in the making of who I am. I
It
want to
seems
be
like
like Red Sanford and all them. You know, they gonna keep it real, but you gonna keep them jokes. But it's gonna be the truth in it. You're gonna be letting people know, especially the youth, letting them know what they need to know. Not trying to be their buddy, not trying to take advantage of people. Just telling them some good tips. Anybody you come across. That's how I want to be, straight down to earth like I am. I feel like I'm down to earth now, but I got a lot of energy, so I just want to keep that energy up.
I don't want to become the dirty old man, but I kind of think that that's what's gonna happen.
Why do you say that?
I hope not.
What's wrong with the dirty old man, yo?
They're dirty old men. You don't want to be a dirty old man.
I mean, I want to
Done with him.
be a dirty old man that washes up and that is hygienically clean. But I mean,
Why
I don't
or
want to
where
be a
did
dirty
this come
old man.
from?
I don't want to be a dirty old man, but it seems like that's where I'm heading, yo.
Filthy McNasty, filthy McNasty.
Nah, not like that, man. Come on, man. Like, you
I'm
got
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
you got to take who I am into consideration too. Like I'll be like the shy, dirty old dude, right? Like I'll be sitting in my lawn chair, 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? And then Whitney walks by, then Dominica walks by, and I'm like, "See, I told you, I told you." And you'd be like, "Told me what?" I'm like, "Nothing. Mind my own business." I'm like, "Jerry, you see that? See that? Ain't they beautiful? God dang it! Wish I was young again." You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know what I mean? I won't be the dirty old man that sit there and be like, "Damn, girl, you got a fat booty on you." Nah, I won't be that guy. I don't want to be that guy.
Like the Tyler Perry movie.
You know, I mean, maybe once a summer, maybe once a summer, I'll be, you know, but I don't know. Anyway, I do want to be able to.
I think that getting old, being for me, what I envision like when I get old is like control
we know you're not
thing.
gonna.
You know what I mean?
We know you're not
Having
gonna.
control. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I mean, it's about dignity. As you get older, yeah, I think that's really what it really comes down to.
Yeah,
Because
man.
I know that I've worked with old people, including my mom, and that's really what you want to do
Yo,
in working with older people is to provide them with dignity.
this I used to work with some older people, and I worked with this one lady, man. You know, she was really really awesome. You know, she was really dope.
She was really what?
She was dope. She was a really good person. You know, I want to be memorable. I want to be memorable. I want to be the type of old dude where the ladies walk by or have a discussion with me, and they always want to walk by. You know what I mean? You know, and because I'm so cool and awesome, you know what I'm saying? You know, they've feel compelled to like switch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, yeah, boy.
I'm done with him.
Yeah, so I was reading this class I took at UMass a couple of years ago. There was this reading that we had to choose, and one of the readings that I chose, it was a study of elderly Black women. Now these are Black women who are like beyond their mid-70s, more or less into their 80s and beyond. And the study was, about their mental status, their mental health. And it was interesting because the research showed was that Black women who make it to that stage in life basically are in a better mental health state than white women are, or white people are at that same age. And the thinking is that, well, for a Black woman to have lived that long, she has to make peace, with herself, with the world, and she has to let a lot of things go and accept a lot of things. And she has to basically not be angry and bitter, even though they probably have a right to be, given all that they've been through. And
Wait, did you say
probably?
Did you say probably,
yeah,
bro?
but no,
Probably?
I said that they probably have a right to be angry and bitter, given
Probably,
all that they've
bro?
seen.
Probably?
But the reality is that the study anyway showed that Black women that live to be that age, part of what has allowed that to happen is that they've let go of stuff and they've made peace with kind of the universe, so to speak. And they're in a better mental health state. And so I thought that was interesting, because one of the things that typically happens with people as they get old is they get bitter and cynical and jaded and and negative. And those are the kind of old people that you don't really want to be around.
Nah, man, that's a damn lie, man. I love those type of old folks.
Really?
Yep. Hey man, yo, I'm not. You know what? You know what I can't stand about people. This is why I hate people. Right? You ready? Let's talk about why I hate people. I don't hate everybody. I just say that as a lazy, blanketed term, just to say like people, mean people suck, right? Um, people watch people go through so much abuse in life and do nothing, right? Society watch people go through abuse and they do nothing other than put out some press releases and stuff like that, right? But then when it comes to getting a freaking Land Rover on the freaking moon, they can come up with like billions of dollars, right? But then when the people who've been abused so much become bitter people, well, I don't want to be around such and so and so. Nah, man, those are people. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I have um managed to become friends with some bitter people, right? And they're bitter because they've been hurt so much, right? We live in a society where people are so stuck on this individualism thing that doesn't even work or don't exist. But um when it comes to people who sing better or sound better, man, I get to know them because we can connect, man. We could talk about some things once we get past the rockiness of the getting to know each other, right? And I'll listen to their story, man. We can listen to each other, man, and you know what I'm saying? And then we could talk about our successes, what we've succeeded in life, right? Despite all the stuff that we've been through, right? And once they see themselves as different, right, some of that bitterness tends to fall away. You know what I mean? Um, so those bitter people, the bitter people are the ones that need the more attention, not those who've had the resources and the um the people there to help them get through this stuff, man. Those that needs the most of those that didn't find the resources and the people to help them get through it. You know, when I talk about being an old man, right? I want to be like, the person who offers wisdom too. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, when a 19-year-old dude walk down the street, be like, "Yo, mommy, mommy," be like, "Yo, where she at? Where she at?" Right? But we do that to joke around, but then we get into some conversation like, "What you gonna do for mommy?" "Oh man, yeah. How you gonna take care of the baby? We ain't gonna have no babies, really. Oh, you ain't thinking, is you? You know what I'm saying? You want to do this, but you ain't thinking about the outcome, are you? Right? You got here. Why you here? Yeah, I'm here the same way you got here, right? You know what I'm saying? Gateway to those conversations, man, because we don't have enough conversations, man. We don't let ourselves out there enough, right? We don't allow ourselves to get vulnerable enough. You know what I'm saying? And I think once people get the word out that it's okay to become vulnerable, that being vulnerable is not what allows people to hurt us. It's us not respecting our own boundaries that allows us to get hurt the most. You know what I'm saying? Or us not even having boundaries is what allows us to get hurt the most. In Dominican, when you was talking about not working with that woman, that's because you was able to put up boundaries and respect your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I respect you for giving it a shot. You know what I'm saying? That's all that we can do. You know what I'm saying? But when we don't allow our experience with one black business to, become the experience of other black businesses, you know what I'm saying? Um, that's the thing that we do, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you giving her a shot. But, the good thing is that knowing that you doing your own thing, there's going to be so many other black people that have this beautiful black woman that they can go to with this business that'll treat them right. You know what I'm saying? And so something positive came out of it, and that's you and your experience. So, you know, um, yeah, Jerry, you think you gotta think twice about the bitter people, bro.
Well, let me say this is what I was thinking as you were talking, or as you were talking, it made me think about this, right? So here's the thing, right? It's like, I agree with what you're saying, that it's the most difficult people, the people with the most issues, the people that are hardest to reach or communicate with, those are absolutely the people that really need the love, you know. However, there's also this thing that most people will tell you that in maintaining our own well-being, that being around positive people is a big part of that. And in the being around negative people, toxic people, that draws from us. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
bro,
And so,
you
but
ain't-
wait a minute, wait a minute. My point is this:
don't
is
you
that
tell me to wait a minute. I'm just messing with you.
no, my point is this: is that yeah, it's the difficult people, the negative people. I mean, you could think about coworkers. You could think about, you know, kids that you see in the supermarket that are throwing a temper tantrum, you know, in the middle of the aisle. Kids you went to school with, you know. But basically, it's the negative people, the difficult ones, that really need the love, but it's difficult to get to them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes in the course of doing that, people lose it. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult. Yeah, the people that need the love are the ones that are the most difficult to give it to.
Yeah,
You
bro,
know,
but
but
like,
for me, if I've had friends that I've had to like walk away from because they were basically toxic. They had a level of negativity that I couldn't breach. You know, it's not that I didn't try, but yeah, there comes a point where it's like, okay, all right, well, I'm going to move to the positive, to something more that's going to feed me positive energy. You know,
well, how many friends are we talking about, Jerry?
in my life, there's probably been, I mean, there's people that I grew up with that we were friends from childhood. But there came a point where, for whatever, one thing or another, and it was like, okay, well, you know, I'm sorry, but this is where we part trails. You know what I mean? And the bottom line is that we are responsible for maintaining our own our well-being, you know? And if there's a person, if there's an element, a place that is that is sucking out, you know, your energy, then you need to move away from that, you know? And maybe you can help that person in another way from a distance. But yeah, you know, at some point, yeah, you have to not expose yourself to something that's detrimental to your overall well-being. You know, that's just my take.
I think, okay, Jerry.
I'm
You hear
here.
me,
I'm
Jerry?
here.
I agree with you to a certain extent. If you're hanging out with toxic people 7 days a week, then yes, I agree with you. You're gonna lose your mind. You gotta just But if you like go around, let's say you go to a nursing home and you visit this particular toxic person like once a week or once every 2 weeks, bro, come on, man. That'll get you into heaven, bro. Yo, that would give you heaven points, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if for nothing else, do it for that. You know what I mean? But I think that like, man, like, you know how people go and they do like cancer walks and stuff like that, man. We need to start doing bitter walks, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just showing love for people who wasn't loved during life or who was abused a lot and just like became bitter. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like figure out how much bitterness you can take, You know, if your business barometer is like 2 hours a month, right? So then like take an hour a month, right? Split it up in half an hour, so that's two half an hours, and give it to two different people a month. If it's 2 hours, split that time up into four half hours and four people a month. You know what I'm saying? You know, but like you
Oh,
gotta have some boundaries.
yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that, man. I mean, I've worked in human services for more than a decade, and I've always worked with the clientele that were the most difficult. The system found the most difficult, you know, and so yes, but I guess what I'm saying is that I could do that, and I could share, and I could reach them, I could get to them, and you know, through the system that I was a part of, I could get to them on a personal level, and reach them, you know, and see some movement, see some change, you know, see how my doing that kind of has affected them in a positive way. But
Hey Jerry.
but I guess what it comes down to is, yeah, I could not live with a person like that 24/7. I couldn't immerse myself in that without depleting my well of compassion, without depleting what I have, because we have to take care of ourselves in order to take care of other people, you know, and that's the bottom line.
That's funny. I got a poem I want to read. It's called Kindness, right? But I wanted to say, why do you think Whitney, myself, and Dominica come here every Friday? We do this to give you the love that you haven't gotten, so you can be less bitter on the weekends. I was just messing around.
I can't with you.
Wrong with you?
I cannot with you.
I was like, what?
He's speaking for himself. He is not. I ain't on the roster with that.
Jay, I'm just messing with you, bro. I had to. Let's go.
No, man, I'm laughing here, man. You know, yeah. So I was gonna say that's the same reason I come here every week.
Yo, we do it for each other, bro. But yo, you just, oh my God, the conversation, yo, it just opened up so beautifully, so I had to take it. Anyway, this one called Kindness. Kindness goes a long way. I'm here. That's enough for me. I'm afraid to leave the place I hate. This earth gave birth to fears. One day, I figured it out. Earth is divine. Somehow I had to find or build the spiritual ladder to climb out this muck that had me stuck boxing God, not caring how short my arms are, begging the Creator for help. One day I was touched by leaves falling. One day I looked up and saw a winter wonderland. One day I looked up and saw the clouds while walking. One day I took my coat off, covered an old lady that fell. Her color didn't matter. I walked into a room one day and admitted that I was an addict, alcoholic. After years on bending knees and failed attempts, I realized that we can. There is healing in listening, healing in identifying. I may not belong anywhere as I go everywhere and leave hope, sometimes frustration. I can't go another generation being lost. I paid the cost, stuck in the wilderness, feeling the blood pumped in my veins, still struggling to make use of it, and a society wanting me to believe I'm useless. I use it to encourage others to believe, to see where we go wrong so we can go right. My cocoon is the night. The day is my rebirth. I'm grateful for another chance to feel the energy of a smile. For too long, I was locked in a cage of rage. My friend Zeta picked the lock with kindness and courage. I've been floating to the top ever since. Kindness.
Awesome sauce.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much.
I was on my I couldn't get to my pinky.
What did you say, Whitney?
I liked it. I was trying to push my button. I couldn't. I was all sitting listening, and I was like, "What am I doing wrong here?"
I know y'all got some poetry. Jerry, you got any more poetry?
Yeah, I have other stuff, man. You know I have other stuff. But I want to hear other people's. No one else out there has.
Jerry, have you not been listening to the ladies tonight? This is Brothers Night. This is Brothers Night, bro. This is our night, man. They want to listen to us tonight. We finally get some young ladies that want to listen to brothers speak, and you get scared. What's up with that, Jerry?
Is it just you and I? Are we the only brothers on tonight?
Yeah.
Because if that's cool, if that's the deal, then that's cool. Yeah, because I got some stuff.
Jerry, we are in the
You know, I don't want to hog. I don't want to hog the. You know, I don't want to hog your.
Oh my Lord.
Your show, man. You know.
Jerry, will you read? Hog all the time you want, brother. I got poetry too. We both gonna be reading. And I know, Dominica, did you find anything?
What are we talking about here?
Poetry. Did you find
No,
any poetry?
I didn't find any poetry. I told you I'm trying to work on something that I wanted to be a song, but I don't know if I am. I can tell you just a little piece of the first part of it, but that's all you can get.
Oh, I was gonna ask for that earlier, but I wasn't sure if I should. But yes, what's up? Please share it.
You want me to do it now?
Yeah, share it. What?
I don't have the name of it, and I told you I'm just not freestyle. I'm just working on it now. So it sounds a little rough if I get to going back and forth with the. Anyway, here it is.
Yo, if it sounds good while it sounds rough, I'm signing you to my record label right now.
I can't with you.
Yeah,
okay,
I always like work in progress.
Yeah, well, I definitely am one in real life. Okay, so it says hidden encounters of the belly of the beast, where all the money monsters come to slaughter and to feast. Listen to all the little cries among the agony of defeat. Even heard the queen when she cleaned the remaining food between her teeth. And now the onlookers can't figure which way or direction they should go, because she was born in the heart and raised in the jungle, and also raised and thrived within the snow. I'm talking Minnesota, frozen lakes, and 30 degrees with a hypothermic tongue, a heart that's frostbite, and a spirit you can't beat. That's what I got so far.
Do that again. Do that again.
Hidden encounters of the belly of the beast, where all the money monsters come to slaughter and to feast. Listen to all the little cries among the agony of defeat. Even heard it when the queen cleared the remaining food between her teeth. Let me do it over for 1 second. Hidden encounters of the belly of the beast.
Hey, Dominica.
Wait a minute. Let me do it over because I want to hear. Huh?
I know, but you're not on camera. Is your camera on?
It's a negative, but let me just do it over for a second. And I'm not turning that camera on. Today, I turn it on every other time you see me, so we're gonna be okay. So, hidden encounters of the belly of the beast, where all the money monsters come to slaughter and to feast. Listen to all the little cries among the agony of defeat. Even heard when the queen cleared the remaining food between her teeth. And now the onlookers can't figure which way or direction they should go. She was born and raised in the heart of the jungle, also raised and thrived within the snow. I'm talking Minnesota, frozen lakes, 30 degrees below. Her flow was full of animalistic heat with the hypothermic tongue and a heart that's frostbite and a spirit you can't beat.
Okay.
That's an awesome piece. I love the sound effect, but also yeah, you do wonders with the language. Yeah. I like the way you be working the language and yeah, and the rhyme scheme. But the underlying message is really yeah, it hits home. And you say that's a piece, that's a work in progress?
Yeah, that's a work in progress. I was writing half in my sleep, so that's why I said I'm gonna
Yeah.
fix it up a little bit and add. I got a lot more I want to add to it because I really wanted to make it a song, but I'm gonna see how it
Okay.
goes because I got to get a couple of these little things to match up. But I wrote it in a half tired, sleepy type of thing, but it's coming together. I got some other little scrabbles to the side. So I got to write it a little clearer so I can see what I'm saying. That's why I was saying it was, if I go back and forth, I got a lot of scrabbles, but I feel like it's coming together. I got the first little part at the top at the beginning that I want it the way it is. So I really like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yo,
Sounds good.
I hear a collaboration on that. Maybe like from a poet like myself. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it has to be me, but if it was me, it'd be really dope. You know what I'm saying? To like connect with you on a collab tip. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? I'm just, just saying, I hear a collaboration in that piece, you know what I'm saying? Cause what's dope is dope. Is dope is dope. So it's dope.
It's a possibility. It's a
Like
possibility. I like this. This is something that a lot of stuff I write be just about some, I mean, whatever topics we discuss sometimes in here are other topics that are current events that are going on worldwide. But this piece is something that I'm writing specifically about me. I never really sat back about me and wrote anything. So it tells the tales, the side. I grew up, was born and raised half of my life in Cincinnati, and I was raised the other half of my life in Minnesota. So Ohio and Minnesota, you got the jungle, the eye of the tiger, you know what I'm saying? Bengal cat. Then you got the Vikings, Minnesota. So, that kind of my spirit, team spirit type guide thing, not guides, but representations of where I live. I can see that within myself. So that's something that I'm really working on. I've been sitting back just looking at me, how far I've came, how like Maurice said, people who've been through things and overcome things. I just really had to sit back now that my son's moved out and he's on his own to see how far and the conversations me and him have. He's giving me a different perspective from his point of view. And he's just like, showing me different sides of myself that I see, but I don't really get to focus on because as a parent, and back then as a single parent, you had to keep going, keep going, keep going. I didn't get a chance to take a break. I didn't get a chance to stop and celebrate myself. So, my son has been giving me a lot of perspectives from his point of view, and I really appreciate it because I always thought myself as resourceful, and strong. And my son sees me as even stronger than what I thought. And I'm taking time to sit back and finally my strengths and weaknesses, because I never really got a chance to sit back and be like, I can just say I did this and move on to the next thing, because I had to play both parts being a single parent and growing up. So I just really am doing a lot of self-reflecting lately.
that's deep. That's real deep. Wow. And to hear you listening to your son, that I don't hear that often from parents. That's deep.
I mean, yeah, because I had him at 15. So my mom had me at 15. So my main thing was trying to break the cycle with him. And my grandmother had my mom at a teenager. So and the same with his dad and his dad's grandmother and so forth. So my son is the only one in the new generation that didn't start as a teen parent. And I, always talk to him being a wellness coach and doing my holistic healing. Anytime that I feel like I check myself or, take ownerships of some areas that I dropped the ball in, I go back and apologize to him or I talk to him about it and ask him how did he feel at those times that I remember, when we may have went through a struggle or things like that. So, even parents need to, take ownership and apologize to their kids. I was a teenager, so I know he missed some things because I wasn't a full adult in the responsible mindset to give him the proper parenting, at the beginning. Later, everything panned out, but being a kid, raising a kid, you got to be honest and say, that you didn't have everything that you needed. I hear a lot of people boast and brag about being a teenage parent or a young parent. They be like, I had it together. No, you really didn't, if you be honest, because you didn't have life experience to even give you parental guidance to become a true parent. So some of that you had to learn is hands-on experience. You could babysit somebody, but when you have a child 24/7 with you, that's totally different. So I talked to him about things like we grew up together, we're only 50 years apart, basically. So when he was 5, I'm 20. So we were growing up together. So, he learned some things right along with me, and he saw me in a lot of different lights. I wasn't always as mature as I am now. I was in the streets. I was running with gangs. I was doing things. I had been to jail, got locked up before. So, just talking to my son about the little fast life I used to live, and hearing his outlook, like, I know you used to hustle because you was the single parent, so you always had either 2 jobs or a job and a hustle. You always hung with the hustlers. I would do bootleg rides. I would let the dudes, the 4 corner hustlers, you would call them, off the block. I would tell them, like, I'm the only girl young in the hood. I got a house, I got washer and dryer. You pay me, I'll wash your clothes, because they be on the block 7 days, 7 nights, no rest, hustling. I tell them, you want to charge your phone, I'll watch your phone. You want to take a nap, I'll let you rent my couch. Any type of hustle. That's how I got clicked up in communities and, making friends and networking in any community I ever been in. Because I, got that street networking, and it's just street smarts and book smarts. But I always was with anybody in my community. That's how I felt like we should look out for each other. Most girls setting dudes up to get robbed, jacked, having their brothers come over, this, but I always have been a solo and ran by myself. So that's how I build a lot of my associations, by a loyalty upbringing that I, instilled in myself. So I take pride in my integrity. People know when they talk to D, she's reliable, she's dependable, and she gonna do the right thing regardless if maybe somebody else didn't do the right thing with me. That doesn't make who I am. So just listening to my son have that outlook, he always had protection when he went to school by himself because he's the only kid. Everybody on the block knew him, all the little hustlers. They'd be like, that's D's son. So he always tells me how he know he could go here and there and he ain't have to worry about nothing. He can go over to the projects. He can go downtown. So just listening to him, he like, everybody know you. That's all here. Like, oh, that's D's son. He like, I ain't have to worry about going nowhere growing up. Just there's other things outside of that. But I love listening to him, give me his feedback of his upbringing, because like you said, I don't see a lot of my friends doing that with their kids. And I don't see a lot of people doing that with children in general, being relatable. You need to show your kids you're relatable so they don't feel like, oh, no one knows how I feel. No one's been through what I've been through, or no one's thinking like I'm thinking. Yeah, I made mistakes. I've been pulled between friends. I've been with the wrong crowd. I grew up before I was supposed to. I try to let them know I'm 100% authentic. It's been like that since he was young. And he told me recently that's the reason he could be level-headed and advanced in his friendships now, because a lot of people have to do what they got to do. And he was always put in a position where he could do what was, he had choices, because I gave him choices and I didn't put him in a predicament to live any kind of way. And like I told him, I used to tell myself, you don't let your community make you, you make your community. You don't have, just because if you live in an impoverished area, don't mean you got to have an impoverished mindset or outlook in life. You know what I'm saying? And people never knew where I came from. They couldn't tell when they looked at my clothes. They only could tell if I went from professional to street talk, but they never really knew where I came from because I was a chameleon. So I've been working since I was 13. So I had my own place at 16. I filled out the application and got in early with all type of skill sets. I was the youngest girl in the block, on the neighborhood with a house. I mean, my own place. My son always had his own room, first place. I was the only young girl with the car in the neighborhood. So I was always ahead of the game. And that's what you got to do, put yourself ahead of the game. But the things that I wanted to do, I used to always second guess myself, like, was that right? Was that too harsh? I held back on relationships, like you said, Maurice, people growing up with different upbringings. I didn't want my son to be saying, oh, every dude or many people she brought around, I was getting raped, or they was beating up my mom, or I was being jeopardized to have to be scared in my household. So I held back on dating a lot growing up, because those are things that I had fears of. I was in a fear mindset because I grew up like that, where my mom and her sisters was choosing dudes over their kids. So I had a, distorted concept of viewing a man in a type of negative light, like, I ain't gonna never need no man. I ain't gonna never let no dude try to boss me. I'm gonna hold my own. That's why, you know, that can trigger into something else. Like I told my son, like over independence, severe independence, because you so used to only depending on yourself for so long because you can't count on other people. So, you know, it was a lot of areas I had to rework myself, you know, growing up through life. But I talked to my son about everything I've ever done. Like we sit and talk because I wanted him to know you can come to me about anything. You don't need to try to kill yourself. You don't need to feel scared. If you need to tell me anything, I'd have been through it, baby. I'd have lived the real life. I'm not gonna make you think, oh, I'm the parent and I'm gonna look down on you and you're gonna go to hell if you do. No, I didn't did it, baby. I got tattoos, piercings. I done been locked up. You seen it because you grew up with me. So I just like listening to him and seeing if I made mistakes, but I like what he told me. He feels good about having options. So I now feel comfortable in some of those choices of moving out of the inner city to the suburbs. I feel good that I made those choices. I used to be hesitant, like Jerry said, cutting off toxic people. Now I'm alone. Now I'm solo. And everybody else is still sticking together where we came from. And they're like, D acting funny. D is weird. She acting like a nerd or a square now. But that benefited my son. A lot of those people I grew up with, their kids are dead or in jail. And they're the same age as my son. I knew them. I raised them, changed their diapers. You know, and it's a sad thing to go back and look at that and see them now. Like we just went back to where we came from a couple of places and visited a couple of years ago. And my son, I just was so hurt. And when we got in the car, my son was like, Mom, don't be sad. He was like Nipsey Hussle said, you ran that marathon, you lapping them. They still in the same positions in the same places you left them years ago. Look at us. You did the right thing. And it really like gave me motivation. So I appreciate my son being able to come to me and talk to me about things. And he opened up a lot of things for me. Think mental wise thinking and stuff.
So that's twice tonight. You done came here with some real deep stuff, right? And left me in a position to where I can't really, you know, say anything other than like, wow, that's deep for real. Word.
Monica, that makes me think of like the stuff that I go through and with my 3 kids, and it's so crazy to sit there and like really talk to them. And my son was like, when he talks to me, he's like, "I'm so glad I just talked to you," and I'm like, it's so funny though because he'll be like, "Mom, I just got this dab," and I'm like, "Son, you're my kid,
Right.
stop." They're like, "Mom, lemon or cherry," you know. But it's crazy to be like that. My daughter. I used to tell him about drinking, like, do not drink and drive, do not do this, right? She called me at like 2 in the morning crying. Mind you, she lives in Houston. And she was crying, and her fiance was driving. And I was like, "What's wrong?" And she was drunk. And she was like, "Mom, I'm so embarrassed." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Because I drank too much." I was like, "Okay, but your fiance is driving." She was like, "Yeah." She called him to pick her up because I told her never drive. So she called him to pick her up. And she said, I said, "I told you no more than 3 shots ever." So she said she drank too much. But the cutest part to me, because I told her, I said, "You did what you were supposed to. You called your fiance. You didn't go home with nobody. You know, you made sure your drinks were covered. You know." I said, "You did everything right." And so, and I'm sitting here like, this is my daughter. Mind you, she's only 21. You know, and so she literally cried herself to sleep with me on the phone, and just held her phone like that because she was like, "I just need you." And I was like, I forget that you guys are older, but you're still my kids because it's really cute. But you know, they're growing up, and it's really cool to for them to tell you their stories and then not be afraid is the best thing because my kids know about what I've done. And man, I'm telling you, they're they're used to me. They just like, "Yeah, that's our mom. Yeah, she does that. Yeah, she was a little crazy." I don't hide
Right.
nothing from my kids. Yeah, I don't. My kids know all my stuff. I promise you, and they can come to me for anything.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Because I don't remember.
They're on my Instagram. They're on my Instagram too. Best believe my 3 kids are on there. You just don't know it, but they're on there. They can see their friends. They're not. They won't let their friends follow me.
Yeah, that's my son all the time. Don't talk to my mom. Wait in the car. Wait in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter, she won't even like if there's a picture, like she'll black out everything so they can't find me.
Yes, I love it. They're so overprotective. I
Yep.
think it's so awesome. I think it's so
It's
awesome when
funny.
they be trying to become the parents. It's so funny.
Yo, you know what? You know what? YouTube bugged me out. And let me tell
Why?
y'all why. Because I had this poem on my screen called Fraction Memories. And like it's weird because the last time that we all got into deep conversations with you two on, I ended up fasting for 3 days. And I'm kind of wondering what's gonna happen after tonight.
I'm
But
done with you.
it can only be something good. So we'll see. I got this poem called Fraction Memories, right?
You get uh-huh.
And I'm only reading it because you guys are talking about how you and your children relationship. And so I didn't finish this poem, but it was about me and my mom's. So y'all got me thinking. It's funny, it's interesting because I mean I don't have any children, but you know, like I think I want children, or at least one or two, 1.5. They're full
One
grown.
and a half kids.
Yeah, like one that's gonna grow to full height and one that's like a
I'm
dwarf.
done with you. I'm done with you.
Nah, yo, I want a dwarf, yo. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope.
Okay.
Like yo, so like when I'm done having kids, like my son and my daughter can be like 18 years old and I can still pick them up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and be like, you know. Anyway, I thought it was gonna be funny.
They're
But
not gonna want you to pick them up.
I was gonna say they don't want you to pick them up. They're not
they
gonna
gonna
want
have
you
no choice,
around.
yo.
They don't want
They
They
gonna
gonna
have
have
a choice. Don't think they can't fight back. They some
listen.
strong little people. I know some, and
Hey,
they are
listen.
not as light as you think.
Oh, nah, that's not why I'm not saying that. I know I'm gonna still be exercising and taking martial arts. So
They
we
they
always,
they got your attitude. They got your attitude times 10. So just know that they come with
Right.
extra.
hey, listen, and then so they know when dad come around, dad coming for hugs. So you know what I'm saying. You know, yo, this is called Fractured Memories.
Okay.
My mom is a fractured memory, a fractured memory. Was there, wasn't there? We fought and argued. She wanted full control. I wanted the truth. Like the cliche, she took it to her grave, clenched by her pride anchored to experiences, sheared into her cerebral cortex. Like the moment they took us away, I spent nights wishing to get back, only to get back and fight, wishing I was in flight, seeing firsthand how the system destroys love, lives, families. I'm powerless, stuck in one mode. I want answers. Sheared into her cerebral cortex like the cliche, she took it to her grave. I went to her bedside a month before she died. I want to feel a connection, extending, axons extending, neurons jumping. I wanted her to feel me. I took her limp limbs, looked into her eyes, dim lit eyes. I told her that I know it wasn't her fault, that I didn't blame her. I just wanted answers. Couldn't let go. I apologized. I played her favorite songs, A Bond in its infancy, but perhaps once there, hidden by bitterness. I left happy. I could say I love you. Didn't say goodbye. I thought she would come back. Sitting up weeks later was a sign of her stubbornness. Then she was gone, a memory, seared into my cerebral cortex. She knew I cared for her. She knew that I came for her. She felt my kiss, my embrace, like the cliche. She took it to, she took it to her grave. Fractured memories.
I
That's it.
like that. That's deep.
Thank you.
Definitely deep.
Man, you all shared some deep stuff tonight, man. And Jerry, thank you. Dominica, Whitney,
Yeah,
thank
well,
you.
thank Yeah, thank you for that, for sharing that piece, man. That's yeah,
I
that
want,
goes, that cuts right to the heart.
and I want people that are listening to know, man, that like, man, they don't have to hide from their children. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people hide from their children, they don't learn, and they, you know, like, I think people should allow their children to learn from them. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, in a way that's healthy, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Like when people be like, "Oh, I smoke with my kids," I'd be like, "What?" Like that's weird. You know what I'm saying? But obviously within reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I love the fact that you all, you know, have allowed your children to learn from you so they can make better choices. You know what I mean? So with that, I thank you all for coming tonight. Hey, Whitney, Dominica, you know what I'm saying? Next Friday, y'all gotta bring that poetry, yo. Bring that poetry. Your new and old. Bring that poetry. Your new and old. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it.
All right.
So we're not doing no topics that's gonna give us motivation, like Whitney said, like we've been doing. We just gotta come with
I
it.
need some motivation.
Oh, y'all want to do a
That's what I
topic?
was looking forward for. I mean, that's what we've been doing. That's what I assumed.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to close out. You know what? We'll do a topic. Okay, we're gonna go to about 11 o'clock. All right, cool.
What?
So, well, just hold on.
I mean, you didn't have to. I meant like next week when you said it. I was asking when we gonna get back to the regularly scripted program.
Oh yeah, of course. Come on now. Come on. Who do you think I am? You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I'm just making sure because you like come prepared. I've been kind of swamped, so that's why I ain't really been able to write. I told you I've been writing in my sleep.
But listen, you have stuff that you've written already. I know you haven't read everything that you've written.
We're talking about that I recently written because remember all my old stuff was stolen, so everything I'm doing now is fresh.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
I had writer's block. I joined Poetic Recovery in January. I
My
had
bad,
writer's block for all that time, so I hadn't. That's why I told you I appreciated you kept, you know, being consistent on, persistent on asking me to come repeatedly, and then I came that day, and I ended up freestyling on the phone. I mean, on the thing with Whitney, her brother. That was my first time, I think, and I was like, all of a sudden, I felt like words was coming because it had been so long that I was blocked that I like a couple of years. So I had all my stuff now is coming fresh.
Yes, we will continue. I will continue the the topics. Yes, that will continue. Nothing about that is gonna end. You got me
Okay,
confused.
cool.
You got me
My
confused.
bad.
Dang. Wow. Ooh. Whoa.
But you was right. The more I write, some of my old stuff has been coming back to me. So I've been trying to piece it together. What I can remember on some things.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I'm ready.
Yeah, so I second that. I second that motion. You know, because I remember Dominica back in January. I remember when hearing you talk about how this basically kind of brought you out of a writer's block mode that you've been into for a while. You know, and so yeah, we're gonna hold you. We're gonna keep you honest, Maurice. You know, we're gonna make it so that yeah.
You know
We're
what?
gonna keep you We're gonna hold you accountable, bro.
That's right, Jerry. Get him, Jerry.
Hey,
Can I do a last piece? Can I do a piece to take us out of here?
Yeah, sure, Jerry.
Okay, yeah, this is a piece I wrote a long time ago, and when I wrote it, I didn't realize that it was I don't know, sometimes you write something and then it doesn't really have an effect on you until later. But anyway, this is a piece called Things Fall Apart. Sometimes things just fall apart. Sometimes things maintain their structural integrity, but just stop working. Sometimes things remain intact and functional, but are no longer needed. Sometimes essential things serve the purpose for which they were acquired, but are kicked to the curb because they're no longer desired. And what becomes of these things summarily discarded after they're hauled away and piled into a heap, sometimes cloaked in the morning dew. These things, they do silently weep. Or are things, just the sum of their parts, and don't mean nothing, don't mean a thing, when away they are carted, not to be mourned like people as the dearly departed. Although sometimes people are treated like things when they fall apart or stop working or are no longer needed or desired and are summarily discarded. And what becomes of humans when their being is ill regarded? When they too are laid to waste, are they to be scorned or preemptively mourned as long as it's done in good taste? And I will leave you with that. That was one of my earlier pieces that I had written, goes back a bit. But yeah, it's about folks who get kind of left at the wayside, you know. So anyway, so I am we will be back again next week, Maurice.
I love that, Jerry. I wanted to say I've been on hold on. That's fine. I like that because it's totally it hit me. I've been there and I've been feeling those feelings. So I definitely love that, Jerry. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you. That was one of the pieces that when I first wrote it and I read it, it made me emotional, and I wasn't sure why until many years later, you know, when it kind of, yes, it made sense on the whole, it came back around to me. Yeah, but anyway, but thank you. And so, Mr. Taylor, we will connect back with you. Yeah, I want to connect with you. Yeah, because I want to get Whitney's Instagram thing. So on Instagram, do you have to be a member to access Instagram?
I don't think so. I mean,
It's like having a Facebook account. You just have an Instagram account.
yeah, like
Okay, so you have to sign up in order to access it.
not really. Like it depends on how. Like, doesn't it depend on how people have their account set up? Like, if I have my account set up open to public, if you don't have an account, you can still go to my account and see some things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah. Like you can.
is that the case with yours, Whitney?
It's just Instagram. It's just like another platform, and then you just type in Whitney Rainwater 0.73, and it's my Instagram. Like I have Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Do you have an
Whitney
Instagram?
Rainwater 0.73.
Yes. Do you have an Instagram account?
I don't.
It Yeah, it's just an app, just like Facebook. You just download Instagram, and it sets up with this sign in password. And it's just like it's great for networking. I, for instance, follow a lot of photography people, a lot of poetry, a lot of musicians, and like what interests me. And it just kind of gives me a broader spectrum, and I can network with a lot of people. But I guess I read a ton of poetry on there, like because there's so many poetry groups too. So, and then like modeling and stuff like that.
Wait, you can do groups on Instagram?
You can find all kinds of stuff on Instagram.
Oh, you and I got to talk, yo.
All right. Well, listen, it's been real. Yeah, I gotta start. I gotta start foraging for something to eat here. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
I want to
trying to
thank you.
do. I'm trying not to do this whole sugar thing. I'm trying not to do this grease thing. You know. So I got this big salad, but you know I'm craving something else, so I have to exercise some self-control, some restraint. You know.
Yes.
I want to thank you
Yeah.
all.
I want red meat. You know, but I'm gonna go with the greens instead. For now, anyway.
Word, word, word. Make sure you wash that down with some tea now.
Oh no, I always have my green tea, my jasmine tea. Yeah, always.
I want to thank you all for coming out tonight.
You're welcome.
Well, actually, we didn't come out. We were in. You know, I mean, as
Get
far
him,
as as
Jerry.
far as
Get him, Jerry.
as far as as far as coming out, man, when are you gonna start doing stuff like some in-person stuff?
Next year.
2022, you mean?
Yep. You saw what happened with this Johnson and Johnson, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they pulled that.
Bro, this thing ain't over with, bro. This thing ain't over with. If you look at the history of pandemics, bro, it took them 3 to 5 years to catch up. You know what I'm saying? And so just because people are in a rush or in a hurry, right? You know what? When I first came into recovery, somebody asked me this question. They said, if you're on the street, right, you're walking down the street and the crowd's running towards you, right? And the monster's behind you, are you gonna run with the crowd or are you gonna run away from the monster? I think about that a lot, man. I'm running away from the monster, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got two monsters. We got the pandemic and we got the government. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and we got public opinion. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, is this? I'm not anti-vaccine, but my question is, like, is this ready? You know what I'm saying? You can go do research on the polio vaccine, man, and when the contaminated polio vaccine. You know what I'm saying? And 98 million people exposed to cancer. So eventually they got it right, you know what I mean? So I'm just waiting, man. So and I don't want to be responsible for the virus getting spread. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do this as well as I can for the next year or two. And, you know, but I've been grateful you guys have been coming on Friday nights, and thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next Friday.
All right. Sorry, guys. I had to put my phone down real quick.
That's
Sorry,
all right.
folks.
You guys come on cam next Friday. And we gotta get
All
Jerry
right.
a phone so Jerry can get on cam.
All right.
Right, Jerry. When you getting on camera, you
Yeah,
going to the library?
yeah. Actually, I started making some appointments for one of the local libraries, and yeah, but the hours don't work for
You
this
gotta
for this platform.
rent a laptop.
I know I got a laptop, man. I was trying to connect with you, Maurice, for over a year, man, for you to hook me up, you know, to get me up to speed on my laptop, man.
Oh,
You
for
know,
real?
but
Yo, let's meet up Sunday. We can meet up this
all
Sunday.
right, okay, yeah, 'cause my laptop has some issues, man. You know, and I
All
know
right.
that you're like you're a high tech person, man. You know, you're down on the technology piece, you know.
I'm up on
So
it, bro.
maybe you could help a brother out, you know.
I definitely can. I can help a
Maybe.
brother. Brother, I told you, I'm all about helping our retirees.
Yeah, well, that has not been my experience, man. You know, 'cause I'm trying to get this thing here, man. You know.
If you
So
was
we'll
retired,
connect.
you're not retired, are you?
We'll
Jerry?
connect.
You're
Hey,
not,
it's been real as always.
you're not retired,
And
are you?
the last time that we were on, you were telling me the brother that was in the hospital, is he back? Is he out?
Yes. You know,
Okay, cool.
you know what's funny is when he was sick, right? When I first heard he was sick, I was really staying in contact with him. Then when I found out he was good, it was like, all right, bro. So
Like, all right, you're on your own now, huh?
Yeah. So I gotta
Well,
hit him up.
that's how it is, man. You know. All right, but anyway, I gotta sign off here. I gotta step off. You know.
All right, step off, kid.
Later.
Guys. You guys have a good night. I'm gonna get ready to eat something too.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. I hope you all are walking away with something good. Thank you for sharing some deep spiritual knowledge. Appreciate that. See y'all next Friday.
All right,
All
later.
And to
Bye.
y'all that are tuning in on Facebook, and on the radio, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's your boy Maurice Soul Fighter Taylor. I know I was real relaxed tonight. You know, I'm tired. But we had some really great conversation tonight with Whitney Rainwater, with Dominica Davis, and
Shamar.
Shema. My bad. I'm just going by what your name said on here. I'm sorry. I'll help you with that. And with Jerry, we shared some really great poetry. We had some real deep discussion. That really, it was like a mesh conversation. We went from different topics and stuff like that. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. We talked about hip hop. We talked about the recent killings from the police. And we talked about, growing, making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. And a couple of people talked about allowing the children to learn from that, and that was just really incredible. So man, every time I come here, I get something from it, and, I'm walking away knowing that every day is a great day to continue to change, and to make another step towards change. You heard Whitney talk about, she's not just a model, but she shares her food and, that change of wellness, and as well as Dominica and her oils and the things that she's doing. Is just incredible. The creams and, the work that they're doing. And so as the website gets better, you'll see more links and stuff like that. Tonight was just another good night, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you wasn't,
Excuse me, but is this sign off going to continue? Is this going to be much longer, or? No, I was just wondering, man, if I could maybe make a sandwich or something, or if,
Gary's hungry.
you were
Dude.
supposed to be
He's
logging.
hungry.
You were supposed to be logging out, man.
He's hungry.
Yo,
I'm weak. I'm weak.
We've all been waiting.
y'all were supposed to be logging. Yo, you guys are supposed to be logging out. As you guys log out, normally I say the goodbyes and I thank the people for logging in. I do a recap of what the show was about. You know what I'm saying? And then I click out. And then you guys were still here, and then Jerry talking about, oh, excuse me. And he know I'm saying good night. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's so messed up, Jerry.
All right, then I'm out.
Good
Jerry
night,
getting you back tonight. Good job, Jerry. Jerry fighting back tonight.
Oh my god.
All right, then listen.
All right,
It's been
bye,
real.
then.
I'm out.
Good night, man.
Later.
Good night. Oh man. And then there's the bloopers, hilarious. And there you go, man. Like, yo, we have fun, man. We have fun. We joke around. We connect. You know what I'm saying? And we really build connections with each other. And, so come on. You know, don't just listen to us on the radio. Don't just watch us on YouTube. Come through. You're welcome. To connect with us at any time. Have an open mind. You know, people are not going to agree to everything, you know, and that's okay. You know, I don't expect people to agree to everything, but, you know, when we communicate with respect, you know, and that's what it's about. This is about sharing. But when we come here, we don't use each other's boxing bags, you know, punching bags. We connect with each other. We use each other's resources, you know, and so I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I hope you enjoyed the poetry that you read. And I hope you join us next Friday. Till then, take care. Peace.